Om Shri Sai Ram. I offer my humble pranams at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagwan. It is with immense happiness I welcome you all on behalf of Department of Food and Nutritional Sciences to the second session of Day2 National Symposium on Holistic Approach to Sustainable Food Systems Integrating Agriculture, Nutrition and Food Safety. Without further delay, let us begin with the session. It's my honor to introduce Dr. KBRS Visharada Ma'am, a distinguished principal scientist at IIMR, Indian Institute of Millet Research in Hyderabad. With an illustrious 38-year career as an agricultural research scientist, Dr. Visharada Ma'am has dedicated 35 years of groundbreaking research on sorghum and over a decade to various millets. Ma'am's extensive involvement in IIMR's activity, particularly during the International Year of Millets 2023, showcases her commitment to advancing the field. Ma'am's expertise spans genetics, molecular genetics, genetic engineering, tissue culture, genetic transformation, and hybridization in sorghum. Her professional journey includes handling competitive grants, leading projects, and teaching credit courses on IPRs and biosafety issues. As a prolific author, Ma'am has contributed significantly to the scientific community with 27 research articles, 3 reviews, 2 books, 13 book chapters, and a patent work on genetic transformation of sorghum florets in planta. Additionally, Dr. Visharada Ma'am's memberships in Plant Tissue Culture Association, ADNAT, and the Millets Society underscores Ma'am's commitment to advancing plant sciences. Ma'am's international recognition includes prestigious fellowships and expert visits exemplified by awards from TWAS Italy, NUFFIC the Netherlands, and IRRI Philippines. Today, Dr. KBRS Visharada Ma'am will enlighten us on grains of change, embracing sustainability of human health through millets. Her wealth of knowledge and extensive contributions will makes Ma'am an expert in the field of millet research. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Visharada Madam to today's symposium. Over to you, Madam.
Sai Ram. It is a great honor that and blessing that I am able to talk in the area of Baba. And then when I was coming to, how many of you know Telugu and how many of you do not know Telugu? Pointer. Okay. All of you, anybody who doesn't understand Telugu? Oh, there are few people. Okay. So then I was just coming, and then somebody was asking, you have a code of dressing at Baba's place. So like a covering saree like that. Will you follow or not? Because at home we don't do it. Like somebody. Then I told, see, when Anant Ambani is getting married and they are inviting worldwide leaders, including Bill prepared to wear Indian traditional dress for Ambani's son's marriage. Then when I am getting into the kingdom of Baba, it makes me very, very realistic that I come with his recommended dress code. So that way, so it is really an honor and blessing to be. And then you audience are amazing. So of late 2023, I am telling you that it is an opportunity for us to share about millets. So we have been addressing a wide range of audience. Okay, and you students are very amazing, and the interactive session, you are listening to every bit. That's what I was able to understand from the earlier 2 talks. And then one thing from the morning discussions, it was thought that maybe I think Madam is not at this point will speak when Sri Jaya madam is also there regarding agriculture. I come from an agriculture background. Okay, so then we are serving into millets. And then 2023 was the International Year of Millets, as many of you know. May I go to the next slide? I should do it. I have, okay. Hmm? Yes, so then when I was discussing with Dr. Srijaya, she was telling that how millet this is, because the theme of the thing is that sustainability and food systems, etc. So when you talk of sustainability, millets contribute by all means. These are the ancient grains of India. And then like kodo and some brown top are exclusive to India. And in other countries, they are not used as food. Whereas in India, we use it as a food. This has been there from Vedic period. Number two, we have the knowledge of Ayurveda traditional medicine, including Chinese traditional medicine also. They use millets for therapeutic value. Whereas in our Ayurveda also, it has, millets have been mentioned for their therapeutic use. So we have the ancient. So this, as a upcoming nation, this technology we can give as a gift to Europe and America or Australia, the other countries. In other countries, these millets are used as bird feed and some of the forages for animal feed. But here we eat for our benefit because they have many of the benefits. So when it comes to sustainability, see, it is not a food security, but it is light. Yeah, doesn't matter. Which one is light? Yeah. Nutritional security, I am not talking of food security. Nutritional security is a balanced diet. Second one, sustainability. They meet the requirement of the entire family of the farmers and the animals, etc. And the climate change, maybe you have been told by Dr. Ashok about these are C4 plants, not C3. Have you been told about that? How do they make about the climate resilient? Because they are basically not C3 plants like rice, wheat and maize. These are all C4 plants. So what happens is that they regulate their transpiration slow so that they can survive in less water also. So that is how. And the increase in production per unit area of land. And then they help in increasing the production. For example, proso, little millet, kodo are just 60 days crop. Even rice, it takes 90 to 120 days. So that way, these crops are very short duration. And so what happens is that nowadays we recommend that sole cropping of millets doesn't arise because we are a great population. First important thing is that we should have food. Do you agree? And we should be self-sufficient in food. Second comes your choice of food. If you have food, many items, then you have a choice. If you don't have the food, then food is the only choice. And then when you have only one food, you have to eat that. But these provide that per unit area so that we can be self-sustainable. Already we are surplus of food grains. Rice, wheat, we are already surplus. And then combat lifestyle disorders like diabetes, BP, etc. And then the India now has G20 Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So it is not that we only grow. You people, you youngsters, like sir is an industry lead, and then you people can contribute, build up technologies, and then export, and then share, or you can establish yourself as a big technologist or businessman, and then bring India, a great fame and name. So that way it is very good. Next slide. No, wrong. Yeah, this is an introduction. Most of you may be knowing. So there are these three are called major millets. Here this is bajra, roti, journalu. This is also they make roti, as well as some states they eat cooked one. Jonna buva antar. This is ragi. People from Karnataka, ragi muddai. This one. So these are all major millets where these are harvested and then just primary cleaning is done and they can be consumed. And these are called minor millets: foxtail, kodo, little, proso, barnyard and brown top. Telugulo trunadhanyalu antaru. So what happens, these need one extra processing of removing the outer walls of the seed, and that is called polishing. We cannot consume them without polishing. So that is very compulsory in this. This is where the engineering technology has to be, in engineering technology inputs are required. Whereas these things, they can form the staples. In the sense, you can make roti, you can skip your rice roti or rag mudda and all. Whereas these always form, in some districts they eat as staple, but in other districts they supplement it. As an organization, we recommend that you definitely include millets in your food every day. We don't say that you eat this only every day. No. You rotate it. You rotate it. Today you have barnyard millet, tomorrow you have something. Second thing, we don't say that you sacrifice your craving for rice or wheat and then you eat only millets. No. People are under the assumption of that, and many people eat only millets and then they are telling, I have got this. It's not true. It depends. You have to take a holistic approach of everybody. We have to watch our own bodies. So millet should be part of your diet. For example, you take one jawar roti and then rice, or evening you make upma with foxtail millet or something. There are many. You make idli, you make dosa, something like that. So these have to be a part of your food. And these teff and phonia are also cultivated, but in a very, very scarce way. And then if you see the worldwide, India is the largest producer of the millets. And then it is the largest consumer of the millets. In the Indian scenario, almost every state, in one form or the other one, consumes millets. It used to consume millets 30 years back. But now what happened is that because of our policy issues and the support given by rice and wheat, and then there are some advantages of those crops also, we could increase the production. So that is how these crops, what happened is that these are all less crops and then they needed secondary processing, which I have told you. So in view of that, people stopped eating them and then people stopped cultivating them. But it is high time that India comes back with these millets, and then we stand in the world as a nation that guides the entire world. And maybe this is the vision of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, so that we grow in the world, like we have an export potential. And then if you have seen that G20, sustainable development goals, these everybody says. So there are in sustainable development goals, if you see the millets, they go contribute to the sustainable development goals. For example, hunger and good health, balanced diet, and then responsible consumption and production, and climate action, and life and land. So they contribute to many of the sustainable goals. So I was thinking that I thought that we are talking to nutrition and food department. So whatever little we know, combined with our food technology, I brought such slides only. But it is like we cater our talks as per the audience. Otherwise it will be a boring subject for the audience also. So first of all, if you see that our status of nutrition is divided, either we are obese, one section of the children, or they are undernourished. And some not working at all, others one overburdened with work. So there is a huge division of the children or of the people in India. So millets, like they are useful for both the obese and the undernourished, and they are useful to maintain our body health. How I will know? So one alarming situation is that 1 in 10, 1 by 10 by 2030, everybody will be an obese person in India especially, and this is including the young children which are of teenage also. They have the tendency to become obese. So this is very alarming, and when one becomes obese, we invite many disorders. And then how millets are useful. If you see that this is antioxidants, madam and all were telling, they have the antioxidants very rich in, so they contribute to that. and then they are rich source of vitamin, and then some are rich source of calcium, and some are rich source of iron, and some have good fatty acid. So overall each millets has its own advantages, and then each millet contributes to overall health of the persons. This is some of the data which I present as comparison to rice and wheat, that if you see the pearl millet, you have the protein and the fat, and these are good ones, and then fiber and iron also more, and we have enriched pearl millet also. Finger millet, there is iron and calcium, they are more. They say that 1 glass of porridge of pearl millet is equivalent to 3 glasses of milk for calcium and bioavailability. The earlier madam was telling, it is not only eating, it is the bioavailability. So how much you work doesn't matter, what is your productivity matters. So that way, nowadays we complain of many diseases because of lack of bioavailability. Bioavailability is, morning somebody was discussing what we should eat. There are all aspects. First we should maintain our gut health. So whatever we eat, that should be able to absorb. Second, we should cook properly so that vitamins are available. And third, then we eat a balanced diet so that you get all types of balances. So these things, and then barnyard millet also you can see good fiber, and then these are also rich in other vitamins like niacin, etc. Yeah, this is another example of recent 2022 study where you can see that the calcium, iron, manganese and zinc are very rich. So you the comparison of finger millet with others, and then you see this is the calcium and this is the iron. So this is how these millets stand apart, not only for vitamins but also for minerals like zinc, calcium, iron, which are otherwise very difficult to get it. And this is some other data of dietary fiber as compared to whole wheat. This is whole wheat is without this thing. So these have good fiber and then soluble fiber. So this is some of the data. And then phenolic compounds also, finger millet is always colored. So it has high, very high phenolic compounds, whether it is free or bound phenolics. These all contribute to our health. And second, fatty acid composition, and it is predominantly unsaturated and essential fatty acids that are good for health. So if you see pearl millet, here you have the healthy fatty acids that are available, so that they contribute to our overall health. And then these are the nutritional properties. They are rich in fiber, they are rich in minerals, and they are rich in protein, and then other components also, healthy fats. And then they also are reported to combat various disorders like total cholesterol. If you see that consumption of millets, what happens is that it controls the lipid metabolism, and then we get healthy things. And then consumption of millet based meals, there was increase in 6% in HDL and 4 to 5% of reduction in diastolic pressure, etc. So overall we want to convey that they are good for management of hyperlipidemia and obesity. Yeah, these are some of the pathways how millets are intervening, and this is by reducing the levels of angiotensin converting enzyme, the millets are able to manage the hypertension. So millet department, like your food science department, you can go for varieties that are very good for quercetin, whereas some lines, some genotypes we use for consumption, other genotypes can go for medical properties and in industrial use. So people should be able to estimate, so how much of quercetin is there in the some of the lines or millets. For example, in the cultivated what varieties we are eating, it may not be more, it is will be more in wild and derivatives of wild species. There you have specialty compounds more. These specialty compounds are very well essential for treatment of the many diseases. So that way one of the aspects of interest for the food and technology department is this. And then this is quercetin also, I was telling about that. This is used for diabetes, and then this is how they control the diabetes. One is low glycemic index, even compared to rice they have low glycemic index. So when we eat rice, I think you people need not be explained. When we eat rice, our blood glucose level immediately shoots up. Whereas in the case of millets in sorghum and all, I think these are all taught to them. I need not again. Then high dietary fiber also, yeah, and low starch digestibility. So, amylase inhibitors is one, and the starch is encroached in the protein bodies. So what happens is that when we eat the millet one, so the digestive enzymes first have starch. So it takes digestive enzymes to reach there. So that way they are retained in the gut for a longer time. That gives a satiation, and then we immediately do not feel hungry or eat something. Whereas in the case of other like rice and all, the seed is open and we are polishing too much, it is open starch and sucrose, immediately like a flame it gets digested, and immediately it goes to the glucose, goes to the blood, and then GI index goes up and we feel hungry again. So in case of millets it is the other way around. Yeah, fiber also, and then anti-diabetic and sorghum tannins are also there. These tannins also prevent the digestion, and then that is how they are slow digestible, and which is very much essential for diabetes, etc. And then anti-cancer effects. There are some compounds like 3-deoxyanthocyanidins. These are very important, they have a great value. But I don't say I have searched for kids and all. I don't see much, like 1 or 2 papers. Not much work on 3-deoxyanthocyanidins. Maybe your department can take up such developing tests or adapting from other crops, estimation of these things and rapid tests. So these will be very helpful for research, telling that almost 1 followed by 14 zeros. That much of bacteria are present in our gut, and some of them are friends, some of them are not friends. So these millet foods, they encourage the growth of the friendly bacteria and they discourage the growth of the harmful bacteria. So that way they give us enormous resistance and immunity. And secondly, thing is that when we have sufficient fiber in the intestine, the bowel movement will be very fast and easy. So that way, you have the movements, when there is movements, and then you have good blood circulation. So that way colon cancer and all can be avoided. So this way we recommend the same thing, and they have the same insoluble fibers also. Yeah, and this is one test of zinc and iron. In case of pearl millet, biofortified sorghum, they have, pearl millet also we have biofortified pearl millet with increased iron and zinc. And then in sorghum also, Dhanashakti is a variety. And if you can see, these are the M35-1 is the Maldandi. This is the best variety of sorghum that is helpful in making rotis. Whereas this is the improved one. You can see higher level of iron and higher level of zinc in this. You can see the area. So this is what M35-1 is called Maldandi. In Maharashtra, it is used for roti making. I do not know. Somebody was telling me even earlier in Rayalaseema also. If a girl, before deciding the girl to be married, like the family used to check her efficiency in making jawar roti, and based on the style that tuck tuck and all she does, she will be declared qualified for marriage or not marriage. So I do not know, nowadays it is not applicable. Yeah, I do not know whether it is correct or not. This is what I heard. Okay, so that way, so this is Maldandi, and this is the best roti making variety of Maharashtra. And then this is unbeatable, and this is the treasure of India. And then in case of iron also, and these Dhanashakti and all were fed to the school children in Rajasthan, and it has been found that these children, not only the growth is good, but also their academic performance is also good. And then there are phytochemicals that are used, and these are the list. I think nutrition department, you people are more expert. So one thing we are lacking is that if we want to identify a specialty compound, that is what our department, we need assistance. Maybe you people can help in identification of specialty compound. Second one, resistant and soluble starch you have there, and you have that starch, it has amylose and amylopectin. So that amylopectin is more important. Whether the grain is soft or hard, it is that one decides. But how we are doing is that, see, we have we don't have, we go for samples in large scale. But when we give it to a biochemist, they are taking 2-3 days to estimate, and they are taking. But when you have to run hundreds of sample breeding lines, so we need a test. I searched somewhere in the net also. Some kits are available, but they are not into the grain. We need a procedure, rapid procedure for estimation of amylose and amylopectin in the grain. A rapid test, if you can run at least 10 samples per day, is okay. If you develop more. So these are some of the challenges. As students, you can take up and work on this, and then you can do that. And similarly, the specialty compounds also. And then one more, see, we can isolate that. The jabolin is a compound. This is extracted from sorghum leaf sheath. So this medicine is available online. So this is from wild sorghum, and this is available on Amazon also. We have the treasure of Ayurveda, and then we have the treasure. It has been declared that they cure many of the diseases. But now we have to identify and isolate the active ingredient, and then isolate it and then work on that. So these are some of the challenges. And then second one is sustainability. As I was telling you, nutrition, then specialty compound. Third area comes to your advantages of cultivating millets. And then if you see the sugar cane, see the amount of water required in sorghum, pearl millet, finger millet. So the amount of water required from underground is, see, this is the difference. So they can withstand drought also. In the sense, nowadays people, varshal ravatledandi, no rains antar. But the Department of Meteorology says the average rainfall is the same. It seems రాములవారి కాలంలో ప్రతి నెల ఒక వర్షం వచ్చేదిట. That's what రామరాజ్యం అంటే, every 30 days there used to be rain, it seems. That is how they maintain the crops. Nowadays, like even if not, we have the average rainfall, but it is very erratic. Either we have too much of rains or a drought spell for this thing. So we have to, our variety should be suited for both the situations. That is the challenge for the breeders, which is very, very difficult. So these millets can withstand that, and they don't need much inputs. And then another example also, high water use efficiency. Morning madam was telling that you should use, and then low carbon footprint, and then they have enhanced photosynthetic rates because they are C4, their pathway is different, and their transpiration rates are low. That is how they can withstand the drought. And now coming, next one is that consumption. Yeah, so this is our organization. This is Indian Institute of Millets Research. We come under Indian Council of Agricultural Research. And then these are all here to just share the activities to you. We are in principle the breeding, like we evolve varieties, etc. And then we have an extension programs. We work with NGOs, we work with farmers, we work with farmer producer organizations, and we work policy interventions also we advise. And then likewise we have many of the things. Apart from that, we also started a Nutri Hub where the products from the millets were being taken up. Yeah, so now I will tell here that earlier 30 years back millets were part of our diet. If maybe the older people, you can ask your parent. We used to have ragi ambali, ragi java, jonna rotte, ragi rotte, then sajja rotte. All these things we used to have in our diet at least morning or evening somewhere. But nowadays you people do not know it. So what happened? The area of sorghum has drastically decreased. So then there was tremendous pressure on us. Why it is decreasing? Then when we started investigating, then making jawar roti is difficult. They don't have binding. Wheat has a binding, so it can be easily made. Whereas sorghum cannot be done like that because it doesn't have gluten. That is the advantage of sorghum, that celiac patients also can eat that. Because it doesn't have a gluten, the celiac patients also can have. That is another market for the millets and sorghum. where you people can explore different products. So then we realized that yes, have to sell your product. So our team used to stand there and then make with a machine and serve hot rotis to everybody. Many places they went. Then our staff used to go stand in the where morning walk, these parks and all people go. Then they used to make this ragi ambali and then distribute it freely. Like that, there were so many activities, then some activity, then policy intervention. And 2019, we celebrated the National Year of Millets. Maybe some of you do not know. We organized, then policy, maybe invited people. Then gradually, we were fortunate that International Year of Millets also came to India. So that way, what we had when we were developing products, so one challenge is that everybody should eat millets. So everybody will not like the same product. So you have to cater to different products. And secondly, our working style. We will have leisure breakfast, leisure dinner, but may not be lunch because we bring our lunch boxes to the office. So like that, there were many challenges. So we should have products that can be served either as a lunch or a breakfast or a snack. So based on that, we have developed different technologies in this thing. And then we also started supporting the farmers and entrepreneurs and connecting the farmers and the producers, These are all the changes. And then as I was telling in the beginning, with the small millets, you have one extra processing. So while bajra, jowar and ragi can be consumed directly, other small millets needs an extra processing. So if you see the primary processing, it is just grading that is common to all. But then secondary processing comes to ready to eat, ready to cook products, functional foods and all. And then third one is, as madam was also mentioning, extrusion, puffing, etc. And then this is plant protein foods, that is an upcoming area. Maybe people, I do not know, they don't have time to eat, they want to drink energy directly. Why food also? If there is any method, so that we are all under rapid this thing. So maybe that many of the millets like proso and all are very rich in protein, that can be helpful. An example I was giving that these outer layers have to be removed. They contain a lot of antioxidants and anti-digestive material. If you take the case of kodo, 7 layers have to be removed gently. So this is where the engineering intervention is required. So this was the difficulty why small millets have gone away from our eating. Because removing these things and hand pounding was a drudgery to women. It was very difficult. So why have all that rice readily? It gets from the millets. Always we tend to do the easy thing than doing a right thing. I repeat, always we tend to do a easy thing first than the right thing. So that way it got. So then we went that no, we needed some machinery. So every millet has its own way of polishing. So we started having intervention. We retrofitted the material with the help of the engineers, and then now we have many machines like dehullers are different, and then kodo millet dehuller. See, you can have, these are graders and these are different machineries which are available in our unit. And then for your kind information, you should always buy only the polished one, processed primary grade. In this also, again when we are telling polishing, people are polishing so much, mottam gundu chesestunnaru ekangan. It should not be like that. That is happened with rice also. మొత్తం గింజ వడ్ల గింజలో ఇంత గింజ ఉంటాయి, మన దగ్గరికి వచ్చేసరికి ఇంత అయిపోయి ఉంటుంది ఏంటో. సో అంత పాలిష్ ఇస్ నాట్ రిక్వైర్డ్. సో ఇయర్ వీ రికమెండ్ మ్యాక్సిమం 30%. More than that we should not go. If we go more than that, we are losing the important vitamins. This is the case, and this is the difference. Unhulled grains look like this, and the dehulled ones they look, and then proso millet, little millet, I don't know whether you are eating or not. Biryanis, vegetable biryanis, non-vegetarian biryanis, dahi, what not. I will show you the glimpse of the products also. Yeah, this is the large scale machinery, milling, processing of like removing the outer walls. So if a farmer comes to our organization, he can come with either 5 kg or 500 kg. He can get the polishing done, and then we do it at a very nominal cost, and then he can take away that. These facilities we develop in our institute in order to promote the millets. And then as somebody was telling me, cakes, Then the technology was devised to suit sorghum, ragi and all. And then this technology was again extended to machinery. Whether you want a household or you want a small scale industry or middle or large scale. So that way we have that. So this is our chicky making machine, and one more biscuit making. Maybe I didn't get the photo, I think. Yeah, we have a biscuit making also large scale. Maybe you can also check. And the sorghum and then different millets are used in biscuit production. And this is the bakery line. Yeah, this is the one. It is and then chickpeas, like you morning cold, I think you people know better than I do. Cold extrusion, hot extrusion, poha, etc. And this is one flakes, ivi, atukulu. Yeah, this is the one. We have a patent for that, and now we have the flaking technology for many of the millets. And then this is the polish, and then go for moisture and then compression. So this is a large scale flaking machine which we developed. And then this we again facility also, all these facilities earlier I have shown, people come and then they use it. And then this is the patent we have got for roti making machine for Jawar, I was telling. One person, his daughter was married to a family, big family, so she used to make a lot of rotis. She used to come, sir, ma amma cheyalepothund sir, edo em chestam ra idante. Then they got into that, finally they devised it, then now it is improvised to a bench top. This costs around 7 to 10,000. Okay, this you can buy for your hostels. This you can buy for your hostels, and then you can have the roti and put it, and then just before eating make it hot. ఇదే డొమెస్టిక్, ఇది ఇంట్లోకి వాడుకోవచ్చు 10,000. ఇది మీరు ఇంట్లో ఇట్ లుక్స్ లైక్ ఎర్లియర్ గ్రామ్ ఫోన్ రికార్డ్. యూ పుట్ యువర్ లడ్డు హియర్. ఓకే, దట్ laddu, but you have to make the laddu, boil water and then cook it. That is that happens because of that. You can donate it to old age homes or something like that. Many diabetic people are there. This is wonderful one. It is available in the market. Somebody interested, I will give you the address also. This is jonna pelalu. Jonna pelalu again to Rayalaseema, I think. You people are, I do not know. పాతకాలం ఎలా చేసేవారు, మూకుడు పెట్టేవారు, కింద పెట్టి పైన గంప బోర్లించి చేసేవారు. అవునా? ద డిసడ్వాంటేజ్ విత్ రైస్ ఈజ్ దట్ హల్లు పూర్తిగా పోదు, ఊకొస్తుంది. హల్లు ఇట్ విల్ బి అటాచ్డ్ ఓన్లీ. సో యాక్చువల్లీ ద రైస్, ఇట్ వాజ్ సోక్డ్, అండ్ దెన్ సేమ్ థింగ్ దే యూస్ టు ఫాలో హియర్ ఆల్సో. But here we have a technology, you can keep it 10 minutes in refrigerator, then use, this is available in Amazon. You can use this fryams, etc., and no oil also. The same thing, you put handful of these things. So thing is that you can leave your children, 10-year-old one, they can do something when you are here in office, they can do something and they will shut their mouth for some time when you go home. Otherwise, the moment you enter home, what will you give me? They will ready to eat our hands and legs also. So, then you can just have that. Maybe that, and you can make a lot of recipes for that. And we have puffs also. Yeah, I didn't show you all that. Puff mormoral. And then very good uggani. Uggani is from this place only. Yeah, uggani, Bargalapma. Yeah, all those we have. Please come to our institute. We will definitely serve all these things. Everything is possible. It is. You will not believe that it is from millet. So, in order to advocate them, again we have to make different products that people like it. If we want to reach people, we are forced to make a product that people. That's what I was joining with you. We have to feed so much of population. Morning also there was a discussion whether we should go for organic or inorganic. The thing is that when you have so much of food, then you have the choice, organic, inorganic, my liking, your liking. When you don't have a food, then you have no choice. I remember some of your seniors will remember, for younger students I am telling you, PL 480 was a project. Have you ever heard? Okay, PL, maybe seniors. PL 480 was a project where we didn't have food grain. India didn't have the food grain. After independence, we had a tough time. There was a Bengal famine, no rains, and people died on roads. Small children died on the road simply because we couldn't provide them food. They starved and died. Then during that time, America used to donate undeveloped countries and all. So they used to go PL 480 public litigation is something public law that. So they used to send one ship of wheat grain. We used to eat here. If they don't get, then we will starve like that. And then to our bad luck in 1962, I don't remember the year exactly. Again there was again no rainfall. So what happened again? There was a threat of again famine. So what happened? Mrs. Gandhi was Prime Minister then. She requested over telephone. Then President Johnson, I think, American President then Johnson, maybe if I am wrong, you can correct that. And then she wanted us, she was begging him the food. Earlier we had a project on nuclear program or something like that. One version, I do not know what is right, I do not know, says that he told that a country which cannot feed itself, what is the big thing in having a nuclear program? So that statement has hurt her very badly. It seems again second time when she was begging President Johnson, sir, please give us food, India is starving. It seems she clenched that phone. She went so emotional. After that, when he talked in a reserved fashion, she has threw the receiver and then she came out and told C. Subramanian, he was a then minister, and then called M.S. Swaminathan, look, I don't want India to beg. Do your people want India to beg? No, that was the other situation. That time, then M.S. Swaminathan and all, they got the Taichung native and all were there. Then we made hybrid technology. So the government also was forced. First we want food, we should not beg. Then they gave support price to rice and wheat. So we produced rice and wheat. Again, you know, no, we have that tendency. Anything, if somebody says it is good, we will keep doing that only. If somebody says rice bran oil is good, still rice bran oil people say that we cannot make for you, stop eating, we'll eat that only. If we say millets, we'll eat only millets, forget rice, rice goes and then in godowns it gets spoiled. So that is what our Ati Sarvatra Varjayate, Mitam Modam, Amitam Pramadam. Okay, so that we go to extremes. If this is the sari fashion, this some movie sari, some movie name, some sari is fashion, that sari from Kanjivaram to what is that Benares to our street and fellow will also make same design. We go to extreme, we have the tendency of going to extreme. So what happened when since rice and wheat were supported, farmers were also getting support. So that time that policy was right. That time we needed that policy, otherwise we would have been begging. We didn't have food. Now we have the food, we have the surplus of food. Now we are coming to nutritional. So at this juncture we should take a balanced decision. Don't leave your wheat and rice totally, I am telling you. Don't leave and then don't eat that. But at the same time you should have a balanced call on your life. Eat, make them part of your life. Make healthy habits. So that is the thing. Yeah, maybe I will move with the other thing. Yeah, millet value chain, we have so many products, sir, maybe of interest to you that we supported many. We have many, now we have 100 technologies and then we give many trainings to entrepreneurs, sir. We have, for your information, we give training to entrepreneurs, startups. We are cooking with millets. How to cook with millets, many people do not know. And then now, last week I was with the CRPF. This our defense staff, they are getting their ration in millets, so we are training their chefs also. So many people do not know, so we give. And then startup ignition program also. You have an idea with the millets, but you don't know how to market, we give. Then N-Grain and 2 more programs where we give you an incubation so that you have an idea, you have a product also, but you are having trouble with the product. Your biscuits are breaking, or biscuits are too hard, or what is that, flakes are too long. So there are so many problems, once. So all these things we'll try to find a solution, we will handheld them. And that some projects are getting as good as 25 lakhs also, second stage. So yeah, this is what resistant starch and then functional foods. This is favorite pet word of nutrition departments. I think you people know more than that. And these are some of the products. See, as nutrition, you people should do this. Yeah, endosperm, what is, and then endosperm also you have different qualities. Endosperm quality contributes to your product. So breeding should be applied to at that stage only. You cannot have. In the beginning only you should decide which variety works. And then these are cold extrusion. There are many things, pasta, gista, everything what is not available, noodles, and this is hot extrusion. I do not know. These English names also I do not know. Some of the things, okay. This pasta and this is puff, I think. Yeah, puff. Even small children. The technology with millets for infant foods is less explored. Yeah, this is called. We have everything with that. These are flaking. Now we have. These are. Hmm? Yeah, these are our technologies. We have ready to eat foods. These are ready to cook. Okay, RTC. Ready to eat. This మిరపకాయ బజ్జీ ఎవరో చెప్తున్నారు కదా. Yeah, that one. Yeah, this is, we have instant mixes. Morning somebody was asking khichdi and all, if you cannot we make. And these technologies we lend to people. Main course also. Yeah, you can have biryani, curry patta rice. You like with rice, you make anything, you can make with a little millet, proso millet. This is Eat Right is our brand. Yeah, snacks and drinks. Why why serve tea to everybody in the house when guests come? Then you give pearl millet ని పల్చగా చేయండి. టీ పౌడర్ పోతే అది వేసి చక్కగా అందులో ఉప్పు వేసి కొంచెం మజ్జిగ వేసి వేసవకాలం ఇస్తే చల్లగా ఉంటారు, వాళ్ళు పడి ఉంటారు, మనము పడి ఉంటాం శుభ్రంగా. Like that. Yeah. Yeah, this is inter-institutional collaborations. We just do take up inter-institutional collaborations. We have, yeah, these are all mushrooms and all cookies. So now you have different product combinations with fishes and all. And then one more as a project we have taken, reviving the traditional foods from different states. And then international also we have revived. And then in especially Tamil Nadu has lot of these things, so we did. And then this is our recipe book available free online. And then these are all our MOUs, sir. MTR and big brand Nestle and all, they have entered the MOU and we have lent them the technology. They are also into market. And then we have developed these FSSAI standards for millet grains. Many states, Orissa is the #1 state. They have already 5 years back. They are very well advanced. They do go for only ragi. Again now Telangana is also very good. They are supporting the farmers and all. Then now Uttarakhand and all are also supporting. So then they are in the procurement, like in the ration it is given. So for that procurement we should have some standards of the grain which we developed and then give. And then this is so at the end of the day I told you only the story of the food, but there is another part of the millets. They are used as forays, okay, and the feed also, and the fuel. And the fuel is a huge science. We cannot use fossil fuel anymore. Sweet sorghum is used, it is like a cane stock, sugar cane. So the sweet juice is used for bioethanol production. Those topics I didn't touch at all. Since this is a food product, food technology, this is the one. So what happened last year during the international year of millets, so India is the largest consumer and producer of the millets, and then we have the capability for research in the entire world. So since we eat, we do more research on that. So then our institute was declared as Global Center of Excellence. So as a global center, what are we doing? One thing we are coming like this and telling about the institute. And second one is we have the breeding programs, huge programs that are going on. You make a product. To support that product, you need a backup variety. And developing one variety takes 10 years, I am telling you. After 10 years, you are not sure it will come or it may not come. Testing a food product may take 2 days maximum, but developing a variety suitable for that product, it takes 10 years of hard work. Then also in the 10th year, you will know whether it will work or it will not work. So that way it is a huge one. And then millet value chain largest, and then corporations, and then mainstreaming millets like policy, and very good extension and outreach. In Anantapur you have millet hotel is there, one that is supported by our FPO, our office only. So that was women, they come, they have trained, And then primary processing, there's processing units also we have held up. We have few centers in Anantapur is one of the districts of our Anantapur or such say, I do not know whichever district it is. So this area, Rayalaseema is one of our primary areas of work. Rayalaseema means you should eat ragi mudda, jonna rotlu tinali. Okay, and then if not on scientific, but I do not know. The crops that are grown in water deficit areas are eaten by those areas, Gujarat, Rajasthan and Rayalaseema. And because that suits their body and they will be immune to it. For example, coastal people, they have more metabolic rate, so they eat rice, that is okay. But if you are staying in, if you are in Andhra, you come to Hyderabad and spoil the Hyderabad people also and infect them with rice eating. So entire Hyderabad becomes a capital of diabetes. So that way, don't spoil, lose your own habits. You acquire, you eat masala dosa, you eat everything, but you eat your pizza, you eat something, but don't forget your ragi mudda and jonna roti. Okay? So that is yeah, we have lot of research programs. We have trained staff, huge office is there. We have every facility, whether it is taxonomy or sequencing. We have transgenics, everything. So we do take up student guidance, and then we do take up PG and PhD. Now we have agricultural PG and undergraduate students also. We are taking courses for them. And this is the Eat Right, our brand. Okay. Yeah, this is the brand under which we are selling. And then these are the addresses. She is our director. If you have anything, you can just collaborate. And then Food and NutriHub, Dr. Dayakar Rao. For training, it is Ravi Kumar. And then FPOs, or if you have farmers also, this is Sangappa. And then regarding licensing the technologies, this is the Stanley. So I just go back to say that it is a Eat Right. So Eat Right, there is a, I end up with a story. Do I have time? Yeah. No, we'll close that. Okay. There was somebody there is a story actually why it is Eat Right. If you do certain things right, everything will be right. It is your mindset, your thinking that matters. You have to be good. You have to do good things. That is how Baba taught everything. If you are disciplined, like you people are very disciplined. You are disciplined, you do a good job, everything will be disciplined. So that has to be right. So a small girl was playing and her father was reading a newspaper. So she insisted on her father that, Daddy, you play with me. This is not my original story. This is borrowed from Mahatriya Ra. If some of you are following, you will know this story. And then she insisted on her father, Daddy, you play with me. Daddy, you play with me. But this man was totally engrossed in reading a newspaper. For him, how many murders were done, how many rapes were done, or which party, who has shifted to which party, who has left which party was more important. But this small child was insisting, Daddy, please, Daddy, please. Then he told, no, this one won't leave me. Then he saw immediately one courier advertisement, international courier advertisement. World map was there. So he took that page, he tore that into several pieces and he put it there and he told, look baby, we assemble that world map and then once you assemble, I will play with you. He thought that he has bargained very good time. And then he started again reading newspaper. To his surprise, this baby came up with a world map within 5 minutes. Then he was shocked. Then the baby was, Daddy, why are you shocked? Then the father told, how come that I know you are my daughter, but how come you are intelligent? Then she told, Daddy, actually it is not my intelligence. When you were tearing the paper, on the other side, I could see a face of a man. I don't know where Australia is, where Africa is, but I surely know where ear is, where nose is, where eye is. So I assembled the face of a man on the other side. I made the man right, and the world became right. So our message is, eat right. Everything will be right. Baba bless you. Thank you. quinoa is not a millet. And then one more thing, quinoa, our brown top millet, andakorralu, both are equivalent in protein. Because it is from foreign, the people are crazy. You need not. Our andakorralu or brown top millet is equally good.
But madam, they cannot be cooked with rice. We have to separately eat.
Edi?
Quinoa can be cooked with rice and cook equal cooking time. We need not cook separately. We can mix with rice and have.
Maybe that advantage you can take, but I think I do not know whether you people composite mixers and as other area of science, I don't recommend for mixtures because I tell you, you have antioxidants of corralu and then foxtail millet and proso millet. All millets have some if they are mixed, they have an antagonistic effect. So then that will create a complication. What I see in people is that for easy thing they are mixing different flours and eating, complaining it is not digestible, I am getting stomach ache, I got this ache, that ache is because of the wrong mixtures. I'm not sure. This is offline. Don't record me for that. This is my this thing. Secondly, in the same family, our genotypes are different. Brother and sister are also not same. Our stomach ability is also different. If some people will have a less ability to digest some of the millets because of antioxidant, then soak it overnight. Throw away water, next day cook. ఒక గ్లాస్ మిల్లెట్కి 2 గ్లాసులు నీళ్ళు వేయండి, శుభ్రంగా అవుతుంది అన్నంలాగా. ఓకే, వై గో ఫర్ దట్? మేక్ ఉప్మా, మేక్ అంటే మిల్లెట్సే చిన్న, ఇంకా బ్రోకెన్ అక్కర్లేదు. ఓన్లీ జవార్ యూ నీడ్ బ్రోకెన్. అండ్ దెన్ అదర్ థింగ్స్ యూ కెన్ యూస్. రవ్వ అండి, రాగి ఇడ్లీ చేసుకోండి. రాగి ఇడ్లీ చేసుకోండి. ఇట్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఎక్సలెంట్. మేబీ ఐ డో నాట్ నో హౌ మెనీ ఆఫ్ మేక్ ఇట్ రెగ్యులర్. Not one day. I am standing in Anantapur and speaking. Anantapur should be a model for ragi and Janaratte for the entire world. I want you students to be like that. I am telling, I should not. Ragi mudda you are giving, these are all, most of them are teenage girls. You need hemoglobin more, you need calcium more. So you eat, that is good, and you make ragi with ragi dosa, ragi idli. Maybe if they are bored of that, then you make ragi dosa, ragi idli. Oh, nice. Anything more recipes also you can share. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. MSc students can come. You can come through your HOD. Write a letter and come to us. We will take, and then they will give you a project. That is one thing. But if you can, then they charge from the student. If you don't have to charge, then they are telling at least you should have for MOU. Send 1 or 2 students. Then only they are validating the MOU. Some universities they are taking MOU and no address. On paper MOU. There is no there is no U there. So there is no point. So maybe you could please come so that you can take up small jobs or some bioinformatics. Some students come for 1 or 2 months and all. But then we don't provide any hostel, or we are research, that our style is different. So then we don't provide. But if you have something, you can. There are so many students working in that Rajendra Nagar. It is in the outskirts. They cannot go anywhere. Okay, so they can come and learn many things. It is a good opportunity. You can bring your escorting them. Sir, I do not know whether you also feel like boys. It does not mean that they are good or bad, or girls. It is not like that. We also, even being a student also, I keep a track. Where are you? Like that. Yeah. Don't feel bad. It is concern for you. It is concern for you.
You were asking some question regarding oils. The same answer I am trying to.
Yeah.
What answer you have given for this composite?
Yeah. You should not rotate.
Same thing.
We should not rotate oils.
Every day you are using all the oils.
Okay. అవును, అవి కరెక్ట్ అనుకోండి. నువ్వులు తింటున్నాం కదా, అన్నీ తింటూనే ఉన్నా. మరి రైస్ బ్రాన్ తినట్లేదు కాబట్టి రైస్ బ్రాన్ ఆయిల్ వాడాలి. But kusuma oil, sir. Kusuma oil, safflower oil. Safflower oil is the only oil which can be used after one time also, they say. My friend is there. మరి safflower వేరు కదా. Any edible thing is individual to individual. Okay. తిను. అవునవును. నచ్చదా వాళ్ళకి నచ్చదా. అవునా. అవును అదే డైవర్స్ అదే. అవును. అయ్యా అగ్రి. ఓకే. Yeah.
Ma'am, recently after International Year of Millets has been announced, Government of India had included amaranth, teff, fonio as millets in the FSSAI booklet itself.
Including in booklet is different.
So are they considered as millets or?
Fonio is there. The other one amaranth is a pseudo cereal.
But they are considered as a millet.
You can consider anything. That is okay for promotion.
Government of India is considered.
Whether it is government or another one. See, it is for a booklet and guideline they have considered. That is a most welcome. They are nutri cereals.
If you give a representation, if it is a valid representation, they will include it. Whether you use it or not, it is like.
Because of nutri cereals, see, these cereals are considered there are so many terms, even we got ourselves confused. And then nutri cereals, amaranth is there, it is a pseudo cereal. So that way they may be considered. Otherwise amaranth is not a cereal.
It was a pseudo cereal. Now they put it under millets. So
but that's what for FSSAI guideline they must have put.
Okay.
See, for non-food chemist, starch is a starch. For me, any starch is a starch. Chair ganji pettukune starch దగ్గర నుంచి ఇంట్లో అన్నం తినే starch నాకు అన్నీ ఒకటే. For you, food chemist, both are different. Do you agree or disagree? నువ్వు సగ్గు బియ్యం వేరంటావు. పైగా ఇంకా నేను ఎక్కువ మాట్లాడితే సాల్యుబుల్ స్టార్చ్, ఇన్సాల్యుబుల్ స్టార్చ్, రెసిస్టెంట్ స్టార్చ్, జిలాటిన్ స్టార్చ్ 400 చెప్తాను నాకు. బికాజ్ యూ హ్యావ్ నో ద సబ్జెక్ట్ ఇన్ డీప్ యూ కెన్ నో. బట్ ఫర్ మీ స్టార్చ్ ఈజ్ ఓన్లీ వన్ థింగ్. సో that's saying, if you want to make me understand, you should talk starch only. Otherwise, I will refuse to understand. You cannot speak. If you to another biochemist, you talk gelatin starch, resistant starch, then they will enjoy. That is. Yeah, maybe.
Thank you, ma'am.
Is there any difference?
These millets are they are referring as ancient grains, madam.
Oh, that's
otherwise.
Then modern grains?
There is no, everything is modern only. Sir, all are ancient. I do not know.
Nowadays they are telling promote ancient grains.
Ancient means millets. What are modern, I didn't understand. But ancient means millets are there. See, what happens is that number one is these millets are gone. But they are required. You have to bring them. So you marketing, branding, that and all I didn't bring in here because I think morning you had. So one of the branding and these things are you tell ancient, then people will crave for it. ఈ మధ్య కుండల్లో వండమని చెప్తున్నారు. మా అబ్బాయి అమ్మ ఇంక నువ్వు వంట కుండలోనే వండంటే నాయన నేను ఉద్యోగం మానేసి ఇంట్లోనే ఉంటాను, కుండలో వండుకుంటూ ఉంటాను. అవి కుదరవు కొన్ని ప్రాక్టికల్. దెర్ ఆర్ ప్రాక్టికల్ సొల్యూషన్స్ అండ్ రియలిస్టిక్ సొల్యూషన్స్. ఓకే, యూ హ్యావ్ టు బ్యాలెన్స్ ఎ లైఫ్. కుండలో నేను ఎప్పుడు ఆఫీస్కి రావాలి, ఇవన్నీ మర్చిపోనాయన అని చెప్తాను. అదే వన్స్ ఇన్ వీక్ ఏదో చేసుకోవాలి. సో దట్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు. బట్ ఏన్షియంట్ గ్రెయిన్స్ ఆర్ మిల్లెట్స్ ఓన్లీ మేడం. దే ఆర్ దేర్ ఫ్రమ్ దే హ్యావ్ ఫస్ట్ ఎవల్యూషన్లోనే అక్కడి నుంచి వచ్చాయి. ఇఫ్ యూ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ దెమ్ నౌ, పీపుల్ ఆర్ వాంటింగ్ టు నో అబౌట్ ద మిల్లెట్స్ నౌ. దే థింక్ దట్ దీస్ ఆర్ మోడర్న్ గ్రెయిన్స్. సో టు క్లారిఫై దెమ్, they are telling ancient grains. But rice and wheat are also old. All are old only. We are
Some practical suggestions for storing the millets in the household because they get rancid faster.
not all. Pearl millet atta gets rancid. People are working. Solution is difficult to come. You have to, you people know better than it. It doesn't come. If you silence the entire linoleic acid pathway, the production is gone. Gone because it is endosperm. Am I right? And manipulating endosperm because it is after second fertilization. It is not that easy. See, manipulation at embryo level, because it is a diploid, if you manipulate, then one set will come and then you are sure. Here in endosperm, it adds more complications. If you manipulate endosperm also, it is not inherited. Endosperm is not inherited, only embryo is inherited. So there are challenges. So then there are some practices like not storing in nitrogen gas, air filled bags, something like that, pouches and all they are telling. That's what. That other millets, they don't get rancidity, but they are vulnerable to insects. See, this is challenge. But you buy at home, you can get it in the refrigerator, buy 1 or 2 kgs. These are there. If you dehull it, then if you don't dehull it, then they will be there for longer. No insect will go there. Even machines are unable to polish them. What insect it will do? Yeah. No, that one, otherwise without polishing they can. But then, yeah. Oh, thank you, thanks. Pen drive, huh?
I extend my heartfelt gratitude for enlightening presentation on metabolic role of millets and their significance in managing various metabolic disorders. Ma'am's ability to articulate complex concepts with simplicity made the session both accessible and insightful. The depth of knowledge, titled Grains of Change, has helped us gain insight into millets. The question and answer session was enriching and engaging, fostering deeper understanding. Thank you for sharing your expertise and giving us future research areas, ma'am. Once again, I thank you for the insightful session. Now, I kindly request Dr. M. Srijaya, convener and head of the Department of Food and Nutritional Sciences, to present a token of love and appreciation to Dr. K.B.R.S. Visharada, ma'am, helping us embrace human health through millets.
Sairam, it is my distinct honor to introduce Mr. Kalluri Suresh, an esteemed alumnus of Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Prasanthi Nilayam campus. He graduated with MBA degree in the year of 1989 to 1991. With a career spanning over 3 decades, Mr. Suresh has made significant contribution to various sectors, showing his exceptional leadership and business acumen. From his tenure at ITC Limited, where he played a pivotal role in the international business division's export, to his endeavor at Bombay Dyeing and Olam International Limited, Singapore, where he spearheaded transformative projects in Nigeria's cocoa industry, Mr. Suresh has left an indelible mark. In 2009, Mr. Suresh ventured into entrepreneurship, founding Pranav Foods in collaboration with Britannia, marking the beginning of a remarkable journey in the food manufacturing industry. Subsequent ventures include Lakshmi Balaji Bakers LLP and Om Anandam Food LLP, solidifying his reputation as a visionary leader in the realm of bakery and confectionery production. Beyond his professional endeavors, Mr. Suresh has remained deeply connected to his spiritual roots, serving as the National Spiritual Coordinator for the Sri Sathya Sai organization in Lagos, Nigeria from 2000 to 2006. He continues to actively engage in alumni activities at both the university and Prasanthi Nilayam levels, as well as participating in Seva programs in Shivam in Hyderabad. With his his wealth of experience, unwavering commitment to excellence, and profound dedication to service, Mr. Kalluri Suresh exemplifies the ethos of his alma mater and stands as a beacon of inspiration for generations to come. Sir is going to speak to us on the topic Sustainable Food Processing Towards a Circular Economy. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mr. Kalluri Suresh. Over to you, sir.
Sairam, my humble pranams at the Bhagwan's lotus feet. Very grateful to the university, very grateful to the director of the campus, very grateful to the dean and the complete faculty here for giving me this opportunity. So today my topic is sustainable food processing towards a circular economy approach. Now, I would love to keep this session as more of interactive session, because then I think then all of us will be alive and the session keeps going. Okay. In fact, I too had a bad habit of sleeping in the second half of the sessions in my classroom. Okay, and I used to sit in the front row so that the lecturer doesn't know that I'm just sleeping right under the nose. Okay. So anyway, we'll keep everybody active here. Thank you so much. So now, the objective of this presentation is going to be twofold. One is to discuss factors affecting the sustainability. Second is how corporates cope up. What do they do in their daily activity to stand up to this actually. So when we talk about this sustainable food processing, what is it? Now, I have a factory, I have raw material, I am inputting raw material, there is finished goods which is coming out. Fine, we are selling the finished goods, we are making money. So there is input, there is output. Okay, now what else? Is there anything else more than that? Okay, now that's where we stand. So why there has to be sustainability? What is the need? What is the requirement actually? Is it simply the input and output, or are there other things associated with that? So when you look at it, very, very importantly, my earlier speaker, the learned ma'am has already told us, see, if you have too much food, then you can think of options available. But the availability of the food itself is questioned. So now if you look at the world population and the availability of the food, it is very clear 1% of the rich holds 48%, and 53% at the bottom hold only 1% of the wealth. Now, if we cannot afford to waste the scarce resources, we cannot afford to deplete the resources, and we also have future generation we need to think of. So that's where the sustainability comes into play. It is not that I can just, for example, in the olden days, I used to live on the river Godavari, on the banks of the river Godavari. We used to have a lot of water. I can afford to waste any amount of water. I can just do whatever I want. But of late, I realized water is become scarce. It is not sufficient. And it is not available at all. Then what should I do? I should ensure that I use it very diligently. Okay. So now that is where it happens. In fact, 345 million people across the globe face this acute shortage of the food. Now, if you look at the Indian economy, about $350 billion GDP is contributed from the food processing. Okay, I have not put up the numbers here, but it's about 10 to 12% of the total GDP comes from the food processing. Now, if that is the amount of chunk the food processing holds in the GDP, then we have to be careful. We have to ensure that we use the scarce resources properly. Okay. So now let us look at the definition. It says we have to use the processes and the systems which are non-polluting. I just cannot produce anything. For example, just to give an example, see the RTA rules, that is the Road Transport Authority rules, say that any vehicle above 15 years should be out of the road. Why it is said like that? Because it emits more smoke. Okay, it emits smoke and it pollutes the environment. Similarly, I cannot produce anything, whatever I want, by polluting the environment. Okay, so that's why it is said whatever we do should be non-polluting. It should conserve the renewable energy. What is renewable energy? Anybody? Exactly. Like solar energy, okay, or even wind energy, right? Now, wind energy, we know that mills are there, and in fact, Anantapur is one of the best examples, okay? Rich with that, yes, exactly. Okay, so what we are saying is we should not use more of non-renewable energies like coal, okay, or gas. Okay, we should go for the renewable energies. It should be also economically efficient. Now, whatever we are talking should be economically efficient. Like some of the speakers discussed about, extraction of various vitamins and various compounds from the banana peel, or probably from a orange peel, or whatever. It's excellent actually, but then it should be converted into production level. Okay, the cost efficiency should be there in that. Now, it should be safe for the workers, communities, and consumers, and of course, we have the commitment to take care of our future generations. We cannot finish off overnight. We finish off the gas and petrol. The whole earth becomes empty of gas and petrol. Now, my next generation, when they come, they'll not know what is petrol, what is gas. Even if you talk to them and explain to them, they'll not understand. Okay? So, that's what is important. Now, what are the factors contributing to the sustainability of, in the food processing? Can anybody read out that? Yeah. What are the factors? Okay, so look at it. See, any food processing, you want to read out?
Factors in sustainability: water reduction and avoiding wastage in manufacturing process, energy usage reduction, becoming energy efficient, using renewable energies, solar, wind, etc.
Yeah, that's sufficient. Thank you. So we'll just discuss on those two, then we'll go to the next one. Okay. Now, water reduction. Any food processing requires water. Okay, we are not into manufacturing some rocket or some car manufacturing, or where the water requirement is very minimal. In the food processing, the whole food starts with water. Without water, there is nothing, no food processing at all. So, we should ensure that while we use the water, we use it very diligently. We do not waste the water, number one. Number two is nowadays, RO water has become very, very important for all the food industries. You cannot just wash with whatever water. Earlier days, in fact, I still remember as a child, if I travel in the train, I just go across on the platform and drink the water from the tap. Nothing happened to me. But today, if I drink, then I don't know how many antibiotics I have to take, I don't know. Okay, so it is like that. Okay, now all the industries are supposed to use the RO water. Now, sorry? Yeah, ma'am, you're saying? Yeah, so when we use this RO water, about 60%, 55%, 60%, there is rejection of the water which happens. The usable water is only about 40% roughly. Now, what will you do with that rejected water? We cannot throw that. It's not advisable to throw either. So, we have to use that water probably in the washrooms. We have to use it for gardening. We have to use it for some kind of washing, floor cleaning. Okay. So, that is where we should ensure that water doesn't get wasted. Similarly, when we talk of energy usage reduction, for example, now we are making, now it has become very important for us to go for the solar energy. Like the industry is encouraging us, the governments are encouraging us, and our competitors are working. In fact, competitors are ensuring that they put up the solar panels to get the solar energy. And they, of course, there is a mechanism where they load it to the grid and they get back that money. But most important is, this has become now the future, the way forward. We have been instructed that we should start looking at the solar energy. Okay, at least 25-30% of our total energy should come from the solar or the renewable energies. So, and government is supporting that. In the future slides, we'll look at that. Now, reuse of heat energy and fuel. You know where this heat energy is used and the fuel is used? Anybody? What kind of ovens you use here in your laboratories? Electric ovens, because you are doing a very small experiment, you are in a very limited fashion you are working on that. But when you go for the commercial processes, gas is the only most cost effective way of manufacturing. Okay, so gas is used heat in the ovens, boilers, and wherever it is needed. But now it is important that we control that. Okay, I can just show you a slide, but I need to go back. I'll show you at the end actually how we manage our ovens and how we save the energy from the ovens. Even in fact, because we work for Parle, Parle says how to use X amount of gas for every ton we produce. Okay, but we ensure that we use lesser gas than what they have asked us to do, so that is our commitment to the environment. Okay, and of course, we have seen the organic waste issue has been discussed by the earlier speakers. Okay, in fact, recycling and reusing them. We have discussed about the, in fact, I've written there, I've removed it, like banana peel and the orange peel, which is being used now. Earlier days, they used to throw that actually. And for example, again, I had a lot of experience in the cocoa processing. Okay, we used to have this, I think most of you know cocoa. You have seen it? You know cocoa beans? Okay. Good. There are variety of cocoa beans across the globe. Each country produces various sizes. But let us come to the cocoa beans. You know, there is a shell on the cocoa bean. Okay, it is reddish, brownish color kind of a shell. Now, when we remove this shell, the cocoa comes, then you process the cocoa. What I used to do, I used to take this shell, because a lot of shell used to come every day. We used to put it into the boilers to fire the boilers. We fire the boilers with the wood, and we used to add this cocoa shell to the wood. We used to say this is a useless thing. Every day so much gets piled up. We hire two laborers to push this into the boiler. But today, cocoa shell is supposed to be one of the most important byproduct, where they're trying to extract various kinds of enzymes and various kinds of phenols, and I don't know, I'm not an expert in that, but I'm surprised. Today I can't throw that, what I thought waste material, I can't throw that today. I can't put it into the boiler. Okay, so that is what is, our ability to recycle and reuse. Packing materials. Our learned sir has spoken to us about the packing material. Now the whole world is moving away from the plastic, and they're going towards the renewable packing material. So all these factors, water, energy, heat, process wastage, organic wastage, and packing material, these are the things which we should be very careful in managing our factories, in managing our processing, and our ability to manage this efficiently will impact the sustainability, number one. Number two, it's just not the sustainability. If I'm able to control any of this and reduce them, then my costing comes down. They're directly proportional. Okay, so I don't have a choice but to do this. Earlier, when our margins were high, we were wasting a lot of things. Today, the competition has grown so much. So we are driven for the sustainability. It is not that by choice, it is not that I need to go for it, but I'm now driven. We cannot escape the sustainability. Okay, we discussed about, anyway, starting, we talked about the water management, the usage of water and not wasting it. Okay, we talk of effluent treatment plants and rainwater harvesting and all that. Now, see, the energy is the one very important thing where we conserve in our factories. Without energy, we just can't run the machines, and nothing happens actually. So, slightly technical, I cannot, I'm not going much deeper into it, but we are, in Parle, we have about 130 contract manufacturing units across the India. Okay, they are the largest manufacturers. They are the largest contract manufacturing company in the world, in fact. Okay, now we have a particular benchmarking how much we are supposed to consume per ton production of biscuit. Okay, we are supposed to consume 75 units of electricity to produce 1 ton of biscuit. But you should ask me how much I spend. Okay, we spend anywhere between 62 to 64 units. Now, how this reduction happens? This reduction happens because we ensure that we have VFD. VFD is nothing but variable frequency drives. They are called variable frequency drives. These variable frequency drives will ensure that the machine runs efficiently and it consumes less energy. Okay. So similarly, most of us know we got ACs here. You know what? What rating is that AC? Can anybody say? ACs. 2-star ACs. Okay. See, this is what we are talking about. Now, when we talk about sustainability, because you don't use much, 2-star is okay for you. Okay, because you only use whenever such kind of meetings happen. But for us, we continuously run the cold rooms, we continuously run the AC rooms and all that. So we go for the 5-star rating, so that we maximize, our returns and the usage of the electricity is less. Now, one very important factor again is usage of technology. Somebody mentioned it. One of the my earlier speakers before me, one of the ma'ams has talked about this technology. Technology plays a very vital role in saving the energy, in sustaining the whatever factors we have discussed about. In fact, I can proudly say that we have been one of the foremost factories in India where the whole, from starting till the ending, we are completely automated. Okay, the hand touch in the process is very low in our biscuit factory. Now what happens? Okay, what happens is that this kind of thing will actually, these technologies, by using the earlier VFD drives and 5-star ratings and all that, though we use these technologies, what happens is our consumption of energy is much less. Okay, and also the fuel, for example. What happened is earlier the ovens were, they were fired, gas-fired ovens. Even now they're gas-fired ovens. But we had the indirect firing ovens. You are aware of indirect fired ovens? What does they do? Indirect fired ovens are, see, what we do in the house, you have a gas stove, you just light it. That's a direct firing. Okay? Indirect ones are, it is not, the heat is not transferred directly to the product. Yeah, first floor to second floor. For example, you heat this room, heat is transferred to the first floor through a medium in between. Okay, so that is the indirect fired ovens. Okay, ma'am also must be knowing something because you do a lot of experiments at your end. Okay, so what happens is in the indirect fired ovens, the gas usage is much higher because the room has to get heated first, then it has to get transferred. Okay, whereas in the direct fired ovens, it directly transfers the heat. Okay, so earlier 40 liters of gas per ton of production it was used. But now because we have gone to the direct fired ovens, it has come down to something like 30. That's a huge saving. See, this is where the technology helps. The new technologies are coming up, which like even in the cars when we talk, we say what is the mileage? The new technology is giving better mileage. Okay, so that is what is the sustainability all about. Okay, so we can talk about the spillages, broken in any processing. There are certain wastages. Okay, now there is a certain limit which is defined under which we have to do the production. Now about 3% is what is given to us. 3 to 6% is what my competitors make in the industry today. The brokens or spillages or whatever wastages. But because we are using the best technology, because there is no hand touch from starting till ending, we are hardly having 1.5%. Okay, that's where the sustainability comes in. Our wastages are at the lowest. Because my wastages are at the lowest again, I make the maximum profit. Okay, it's all interconnected. Okay, now fuel. Okay, see, fuel is again a function of technology, the design involved, and what kind of fuel we are using. Earlier we were using, for example, the LDO. LDO means low density oil it is. It is slightly very thick in appearance, density is much higher. But for example, if we are spending 100 rupees for diesel, we only spend about 50-55 rupees per liter of LDO. So a lot of people, what they think is going to the LDO, it's better to use LDO rather than going for the diesel. Or better to use LDO rather than going for the gas, because it's much cheaper actually. But what happens is when we use the LDO, there is a lot of soot comes out, lot of black smoke comes out, it affects the environment, and there is something called calorific heat. The calorific heat in gas is much higher than the LDO. So the efficiencies suffer, okay. So designing is important, selection of the fuel is important, and one of the other very important issues is, like we have found out that it's a simple common sense, of course. See, you keep stopping and starting your machines, then you spend more energy, okay. And there is also wastage of fuel on that. So what we said is, we'll work for 15 days continuously instead of working for 1 week, Sunday give a holiday, then work. Okay, we removed that. What we did is we worked for 15 days continuously so that we get the best output on the fuel and the best output on the energy. But we ensure that the workers get proper rest. What we do is, every day we give out a particular section of people, we give them the holiday. So you have excess people in the system, so that on a rotation basis, that 15 days they get their holiday, but the work will not stop. Okay, we only stop after 15 days for 2 days. We do whatever maintenance is required and again rerun it, so that we don't save the energy. Yeah. Now we have discussed about this, the renewable energies. Okay. We want to reduce the dependency on the fossil energy and have clean environment because of that. And it should be non-destructive. Just for example, what is non-destructive? Open cast mines, all of you know mining, right? Okay. All of you understand coal mining? Okay. What they do in coal mining? They make a hole, they just go inside. Okay, they dig a hole, they keep going for miles together inside, and the coal is brought out and the coal goes to the thermal factories. Now there is another method of coal mining that is called open cast mining, where they just dig into the earth. They just remove, okay, and then all this mud they put on the side, then they continue to dig. There are various machines and there are various trucks which carry this coal from the open cast mine. Now open cast mine is a mine where lot of forest is cut down because they just keep digging. The forest just disappear. Okay, so that kind of destructive, it should not be destructive that way. Okay, so this is the kind of sustainability we're talking of. Now, again, reuse of heat energy. In processing, whether you either for sterilizing the product or for cooking the product or for baking the product, we need the heat energy. We use heat in ovens, boilers, and whatever machinery. Okay. Now, what we did when we put up this factory of ours, we had this oven which is 210 feet. You have seen the biscuit factory, right? Some of you have come. No, not this. Okay. Okay. So you have seen that oven which is about 200 feet in length. Okay. And it is about 6 feet in width. Now, what happens is, when we were putting up that, the machine manufacturer came to me and said, see, we'll give you certain amount of thermal insulation, which is a standard insulation. Okay. And that's how this whole thing works. Now, what I told them is, see, look, you give me your standard one, okay, but you double it. You double the insulation, and I'm willing to pay for that. Okay, by doing that, what is happening is I'm able to save more heat in the system, and my use of the gas is much lesser. Okay, so that is what we are saying. The insulation and padding material, whatever we use in these boilers or in the ovens, have to be properly used so that we don't lose those heat energies. Now, very, very important point is, yes, we are all happy. We have made the final products. We have got the raw material inputs, and we got the final products coming up. But there are byproducts in any processing. Okay, and earlier we used to dump those. Okay, nobody used to ask us anything. Earlier we used to whatever used to come out, we used to dump. But now the government policies have changed. They don't allow us to dump. Okay. For example, in the biscuit factory, we have this wrapper. You know, every biscuit packet comes with a wrapper. We cut the wrapper and eat the biscuits, right? So this wrapper, there is a wastage of the wrapper on the machine. Anytime we do the packing, there is some amount of wastage which comes in, roughly about 3% to 4% comes in. Now, what will we do with the wrapper? Okay, the proper disposal has to happen. Now, what we started earlier, okay, 5 years back, 6 years back, there were no stringent laws, but today the laws are very stringent. We just can't dispose. Okay, so we started finding the ways of how to, manage that. Now we found out that by selling that to the plastic industry, they reuse it. They melt it and reuse it and mix with the plastic. That is one process which we found. Second is, the roads are put with tar, black tar. Okay, so this is melted and mixed in the tar. Okay, so that's how the recycling happens. Instead of just throwing it, it's in the environment for, 100 years, 200 years, 300 years. Okay, so that's what we started doing. Now, earlier we were again dumping whatever waste we had. Okay, now that goes to either cattle farm or piggery or whatever. Okay, now here is what banana peel and beetroot, what we are talking of actually. Okay. So we talked about the cocoa shell. I just wanted to show you what HAB biomass has done in terms of innovation actually. How do you? And this. Yeah. So biomass, HAB Biomass is a new company which has come up in Pune. Now this company works on the waste products. Okay. Now specifically what they have done is, all of us know that Delhi becomes very hazy in October, November, December. The whole atmosphere in the environment in Delhi becomes very bad. In fact, the particles in the air, they cross the minimum limit and all that. That happens not because of the cold. That happens because of the burning of the waste in the farmlands, which comes from Haryana, which comes from Himachal Pradesh, okay, Punjab, okay, rice fields and wheat fields, both. Yeah. So now what these people have done is, they came upon a very innovative idea in Pune, that Krunal Japtap, his name is. So he has come up with a solution. He has developed a machine wherein he puts in some chemicals, and all this waste, he converts them into pellets. Okay, and these pellets are again used in the either boilers or in the heat creation or whatever. Okay, so he comes with a sustainable alternative. Okay, and he has also got an award recently for what he has contributed. Now earlier, whatever we are talking of in Delhi, for example, that can be handled by these kind of innovative mechanisms. He has got a mobile unit. In fact, it's just not that you put up a factory, but this mobile unit can go from farm to farm. They just convert all the whatever waste is there, it can just convert them into pellets, and that pellets are again sold in the market. Frankly, they're available on Amazon also if you go. Okay. So that's how the pellets look like. Somebody can handle this. Yeah, packing material. Now, this is where we start putting pressure on our suppliers to give us the recycled carton boxes instead of using the virgin paper in making the carton boxes. Okay. Then eco-friendly material which we use on a daily basis. Now, what is important is in sustainability, we tend towards going towards the circular economy. In fact, when Shrija ma'am asked me, why don't you talk about circular economy? I said, I don't know anything about that. She said, no, you just check it, you'll know it. Then I realized that sustainability is nothing but it comes through circular economy. What is circular economy? It's basically not wasting anything, reusing something, and converting waste into a usable material, actually. Okay. So what happens here is, it is not a linear process. Means you have an input, output comes out, you leave it there. No. But it's a circular process. Now it has got something called restorative, regenerative by design, and aims to keep products, components and materials at their highest utility and value at all times. That means it's more like a, we discussed about solar energy, which is renewable energy. So something like that. You cannot, it's not that we follow a linear process, but we follow the circular process. Same thing we are trying to explain here, saying that it's not a straight line method, but again, it's a. So there are 6 R's of a circular economy. The first one is to produce, use, reduce, recycle, and reuse. So everything is reused, nothing is wasted in the economy. Now just let's look at what's government role in the whole process. Governments come up with a lot of initiatives to ensure that we have the sustainability in the food processing. They give us, they ask us to go for the latest technologies, they give us the incentives for that, they give us the subsidies for going for those latest technologies. Vice versa, they also have penalty clauses, they also have penalization. For example, we have pollution control board. Wherever, all the states have the pollution control boards, and they control whatever we are discharging, whatever we are throwing into the environment, they come and control those discharges. So they implement strong laws on emissions and environmental degradation, and they actually also ban this plastic. Though they have not banned completely, today when we go for the bread packing, earlier we were using 30 micron thickness of the packet. Today it's minimum 52 micron is the size, the packet which we used to use. So they have increased the thickness so that we don't throw, or we don't, the environment is not affected much. Now, future outlook. What is the future outlook with all this sustainability thing what we discussed about? What is the first one? One earth, one family, one future. Who said that? Who said that? It was very recently which came up. You know G20? Yeah? So it is, India coined this during the G20 meet, okay, and it became a super hit. India said, one earth, one family, one future. Okay, so there is nothing better than this, like you were saying, Vasudeva Kutumbam, okay. And they explained to the world, all the G20 countries, and the concept was bought by them very well. It became a super hit actually. Similarly, Jal Shakti Abhiyan means what? Catch the rain. What do we mean by catch the rain? Okay, rain harvesting. Rain harvesting. In fact, one very good thing which happened in Telangana is that they have gone ahead and did lot of rain harvesting things, like, they were lakes which are dug up at the village level so that the water is harvested. Today, Telangana became much, much, much better. Frankly, for the Kaleshwaram project, which is slightly, very difficult to talk about it at this time, but expecting that the Kaleshwaram became a super success, then there would have been a competition between Punjab and Telangana in terms of the food grain production. Okay, in fact, I was called up by the government of Telangana once, and they asked me, how should we manage all this? There is excess production of food grains coming. Okay, Warangal is producing, Karimnagar is producing, Adilabad is producing as a district. So what should we do? How do we convert this into, saleable produce? So, but at this point in time, it is again in limbo because of whatever reason. But what I mean to say is this watershed programs and programs like Catch the Rain. Okay, that's a very catchy statement, catch the rain. Okay, but it means that, we need to go towards the recyclability. Okay, more crop per drop. Okay, so that, because water availability is less. Okay, all these are nothing but initiatives taken by the government to ensure that the sustainability increases at various levels, and that's the way forward for us. Okay, world is coping up. Okay, we have just looked at various factors affecting the sustainability. We looked at other issues like what government is doing. But let's just look at what the corporate world is doing in terms of sustainability. Somebody talked about carbon footprint earlier today. Okay, so what the corporates do, corporates take this sustainability very seriously today, especially the big companies. Okay, now they are very worried about the carbon footprint. Okay, they are worried about regeneration, recycling. Okay, they take it quite seriously in their day-to-day activities, and it's part of their CSR activity. So we'll just look at what ITC does. We'll take ITC as an example, then we'll go for other companies. In ITC, they have this concept called adopt farm to table models. What is this? Adopt farm to table models. Now what happens when you produce something, what happens? The farmer gets the produce to the agriculture market, right? From agriculture market, it is brought by whom? Middlemen. Then where does it go? It goes to the warehouses. Okay, from there, when the prices increase, he sells it to whoever wants, he'll sell it to them. Now, what happens in all this process? The farmer spends money in bringing the produce to the agriculture market. He gets it into a truck, he brings it, right? Now, from agriculture market, it is taken to a warehouse. Again, they spend on the diesel or petrol, whatever, on the vehicle. From that place, again to the factory. So there are 3 levels of transportation involved where they are spending excess amount of fuel. Now, what these companies like ITC, I'll go through, we'll also talk about Nestle as we go forward. They have this concept of having control on those farms. Okay, so they take from the farmland, once they purchase it, they take it to their factory directly, cutting short the complete cycle of, using twice, thrice, the transport reduces, so that the emissions reduce. Okay, so that's how they manage their sustainability. Now, they also have, for example, ITC, Bhadrachalam paperboards is there. So what they do is they utilize, earlier they were using lot of eucalyptus wood actually. Eucalyptus is grown for making the paper. In fact, one of my friends was working in ITC Bhadrachalam as a cost accountant, and he used to tell me that they used to buy at X amount of price the wood, actually those eucalyptus wood. Once they cut down that eucalyptus forest, again they replant it. It will take few years to come up, again they cut it. So it's a completely a cycle. Now availability of this wood is very, very scary. Sometimes if they don't have the wood, then the factory closes, but still they have to pay the salaries and the whole process they have to maintain. So they have come up with a very innovative methodology. That is, they started using the wheat straw and bagasse as raw material instead of just depending on the eucalyptus wood. Okay, so this is one way to go towards the sustainability. We are not throwing that, or we are not burning it, or it's used in the recycled in the factories to make the paper. So all these companies, they implement an integrated waste management models across, in managing their organic waste and all that. Now let us see what these guys have achieved. This ITC has achieved. No, they got a grade A certification from CDPA certification agency, okay, at a leadership level. They also got 12 LEED zero carbon hotels in the world. Now what is this LEED? LEED is leadership in energy and environmental design. Now 12 hotels, they have about 180 hotels in India. Now 12 hotels means it's a big achievement for them. Okay, and also 2 LED zero water properties, that means zero wastage of water. Can you imagine that? How is it possible? It's just impossible, means I can't comprehend it. Zero wastage means, can you think about it, sir?
Maybe they're totally recycling and reusing within the
Absolutely. Complete recycling, nothing is left. It is reused completely. Okay, so they have achieved that. Okay, and see, one of their food factories at Malur, it says AWS platinum level certification for water usage. Again, no wastage of water. Now, we talk of so many things like, this is how the ITC manages their sustainability. Okay. Now, look at the energy. 43% of ITC's total energy requirements were met from renewable sources. 43%. Okay, ITC is one of the biggest corporate houses in India. Okay, they have so many factories across India. Okay, now 43% is something very phenomenal. Okay, and 12 units, they say, met 90% of their energy levels from renewable energy. Okay, it just doesn't come out like that. It requires a lot of investment, lot of technology. They are using all that takes care. But then, end of the day, there is a mindset, there is a commitment from the management, and they have achieved this. Now we are talking of circular economy again. We talked about plastic. ITC recycled about 60,000 tons of plastic in Pune last year. They collect the plastic. All of us see people collecting thrown away plastic, thrown away water bottles at bus stands, at railway stations. Now all that plastic goes back to recycling. And ITC has taken the first step in doing that. Okay, their commitment to the environment. Okay, similarly, their paperboard division is working on various kinds of papers which are recyclable, which are reusable, and which are not harmful to the environment. All this, all of us, we must be having apps like Zomato, Swiggy, whatnot. When we order, a lot of things come in this. You see the kind of packing they are using. Okay, a lot of it comes in the paper packing. Okay, and that paper is produced by ITC. Okay, we are just talking of various papers, and finally they say that in the personal care division also, whether it is Fiyama or Vivel, they are going for the complete recyclable packing options. Okay. Now let us look at other companies, other corporates, how they manage their sustainability and their commitments towards the sustainability. We talked about Nestle along with ITC some time back. Okay, they also go for the direct sourcing from the farmer. They don't waste their time and energy going to the agriculture markets and buying. So that's the way they benefit both the environment and local communities. We talk of MTR Foods. MTR is one of the big companies which is into food processing. I think all of us use the MTR foods, whether masalas or whatever. And gone are the days when people said, no problem, we'll pack it in a plastic pouch and sell. Okay, if the design is good, it goes. But today, what they're doing is, they're talking of recyclability, they're talking of their commitment for, materials which are safer in the, to use for the food. So MTR has taken that, they say they want to reduce their environmental footprint. Similarly, Godrej Tyson is another food processing company which is very much committed towards sustainability in the food processing, and they are committed towards reducing their environmental impact at various levels. No, they advertise how each of them manage their sustainability. It's shown here. For example, Godrej advertises the green color there, and Nestle says we are recycling everything and we are ensuring, this is our vision. Whereas MTR says we are using the sustainable sourcing, we are doing lot of environmental management and all that. Again, organic waste recycling, we have Haldiram and Mother Dairy who are on the top, which do lot of organic waste recycling because they are into food processing. Not only food processing, in fact, Haldiram is also into hotels nowadays. Okay, I don't know how many of you have observed this. They've got phenomenal swanky hotels coming up across India. There is a lot of wastage in the hotels which happen. Now, what do they do with those wastages? Okay, so they are trying to recycle those wastages. We have got Amul and Parle Agro doing the same thing. Paperboat, heard of Paperboat? Okay, and also Fab India. In fact, not boasting, but probably by next year I may also have a factory doing for Paperboat. Okay, so all of you are anyway most invited. Okay, so again, some of the recycling processes. Farm to table initiatives, we discussed water energy efficiency, specifically like we are talking of Britannia and PepsiCo. Okay. Can you make that? Okay, now we discussed about factors affecting the sustainability. We discussed about the corporates who are into this sustainable models. We also discussed about government's initiatives and how government support this sustainability. But there are, I'm going to not go through this completely, but I just want to tell you that there are now startup companies in India, whole lot of companies which are working on how to reuse, recycle, and use the wastage in producing various items. Okay, I can just give you the printout also. Go through it. It will give you a lot of knowledge in terms of what's happening on the sustainability. What is the time now? Anything, sir? Okay, so I'll just stop here. Any interaction, any questions we'll take from here. Acha, okay. Right. So this I'm not going through because there are a lot of companies after this which are there. The new companies, startup companies specifically, which are run by the youngsters who want to save the environment. So all of you will be in the probably taking up the various jobs, and that becomes very important for you. Okay. So part of we have this ISO audit and we have this quality audits which go on in the company. So they all focus on this. What do you do with your wrapper? What do you do with your wastage? How do you dispose them off? What is the traceability of your disposal? So today it's going to be, I think it will evolve as a complete subject. Maybe universities will come upon this, which I don't know as we go forward, but it's going to be a big subject actually. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Probably to a large extent, but whatever I studied way back on total quality management was it's more of the focus on the processes and the quality output assurance. Okay, but now sustainability is a new thing which has come into the whole what we are doing in the last 3, 4, 5 years, and sustainability is all about recycling, reusing, and not just dumping the waste, but reusing the waste again. So this is completely given a new dimension to the business itself. Okay, so that's how the new startup companies are coming. Now, if I just go down, scroll it down, they're all startup companies which are working on the how to reuse the waste at the farmland, how to reuse the waste coming out of the food processing companies. Okay, they are just making hell of a lot of money by just coming up with innovative ideas.
No, sir, quality assurance talks about sustainability or not?
See, what I've learned on the quality assurance, it is more focused on the product what we are bringing out. Okay, it's more about somebody just put up, the earlier speaker put up that the product which comes out should be, it should be healthier. It should be consumable. It cannot deviate the standards actually. Okay, so it focuses on that. Okay, but what I understand is sustainability is one step forward we have gone. Now it is included in the day-to-day working of those companies. Okay, gone are the days where we can just simply sit and say, okay, the dust collector has come, you just dispose of your waste material. Okay, now the auditor, when he comes to the factory, he says, where did it go? Who used it? Okay, what is the traceability? Okay, so when all of us, when we are in the industry, we start learning this now. Okay, this is the first thing which is happening. So quality assurance, in my opinion, is more to do with the product, final product, assuring the customer that it is hygienic, there is no contamination, no any kind of thing. It's good for consumption. Okay, so this is my understanding. I don't know if there are any other, somebody can highlight if they know better than this. Meekemana telsa? Okay. Yeah. Consumer.
While maintaining the quality, you have to do all this.
Yes.
Mandatory. Quality management is mandatory.
Each level, whatever the step, whatever the processing we are doing, everything has to be understood. So every step of quality assurance also we should have sustainability.
Yes. Every step we take should be sustainable. Absolutely. Absolutely, ma'am. That's what we look at now. See, that's where the mindset change is coming into the manufacturers. Okay. And it's just not, the whole system is getting, used to that. Starting from our labs which monitor the quality, starting with the people who work on the floor. Okay. So it's a complete mind shift change. Earlier we didn't bother for all this, frankly. Okay, it's just input, output, finish. Okay, but now recently we had a ISO audit. He came and asked us where your wrapper went. How did you utilize your wrapper? Now we were prepared for it, luckily. Okay, so we could manage the audit, but we know it is not easy. Okay, 5 years back, okay, wrapper is there. Okay, fine, yeah. You just send it, you burn it, you do all those extra costs. Okay. It's, one of the companies which we discussed, I don't remember, I have to just check it. It says, not one of the companies, Airtel. Airtel says that they want to stop the, what do you call that, SIM cards. The SIM cards are made plastic SIM cards, all are plastic SIM cards. Now they spend about 170 tons every year in terms of making the SIM cards. Now they say we want to go for the recycled plastic or recycled material where so that we save this. Now, let me tell you, going for the recycling means it is just not saving 170 tons of plastic. Okay, there is a complete, see, production of the new plastic also generates carbon footprint. Okay, there is saving on the carbon footprint and there is also saving of the 170 tons of the material. Okay, now why they are going for this? Because they don't want, to affect the environment. Yes, sir.
Generally the bitumen modified polymer it is called. So when you hot melt the recycled plastic like sir said, wrapper, so it will be mixed with the bitumen. There is kind of encapsulation kind of beads will form. So it will form a uniform structure when you are using for road paving. So that doesn't affect any water. This one, there are some water sinking roads with the this one. So they will use gravel, some foam structures, which will have the porous structure. That is different. But plastic readily melt with the bitumen, so it will be encapsulated. When you have encapsulated, it will easily mix with the gravels. That's how the road paving works will work.
I hope it answered your. I'm not sure, but it to some extent it answers actually. Okay.
Quickly, two examples for the sustainability, very quickly. One is the worst example, because Dr. Suresh has shown the examples of all corporates. But even a common small scale industry people also are having the same mindset now. They don't want to lose a single waste product goes out of the stream, and they wanted to recover that in terms of money. Because I'm oil technologist, I used to visit maximum number of oil industries within India. In one industry, I spent almost 15 to 20 days while doing some experiments there. So every day, every week, Sunday, 4 workers used to come inside the plant with ఒక బ్లేడ్ లాంటిది పట్టుకొచ్చి ఆ నేల మీద పడిపోయిన మట్టి ఉంటుంది కదా, దే యూస్ టు స్క్రేప్ ఇట్. I said, what is happening here? I said, in oil industry, spillage is more common. So people walk just like that. They carry a lot of dust. Dust, the oil is entrapped in the dust. So they remove it, put it in the gunny bags, and there is a market for that material. There are people who are purchasing that for low cost, and they are recovering that oil and using it for making low-grade soaps. Okay. Then another interesting area, in one industry in Rajanandgam actually, when we were demonstrating one technology there, we expect the managing director to be always available and always probing what is this, what is happening like that, because he is purchased the technology from our institution. So he don't want to leave us just like that. First day he came and introduced himself and all his team members, and he said start. We started the day evening till 10 o'clock we were there. I couldn't see that fellow. Second day also he was absconding from the factory. We were surprised. What is this? He is not monitoring what we are doing it. By the time we processed almost 400 tons of oil, and final product also coming. Third day morning with a laughing face he came to us and said, what were you doing all these days? He said, he knows where the wastage is going from his plant. Lot of oil was going into the effluent. So he wanted to see when we are processing the oil, how much oil is going through the drains. He wanted to see. And with his own way of checking, 2 days he checked. One, triplicate, quadruplicate, like that, 4 or 5 times he examined. Every 2 hours he used to collect some sample. And he found that whatever losses he was encountering, he was not able to see any oil going into the waste stream. The third day he came with a laughing face. Sir, forget about the quality of oil. I am not losing my oil in my process. That's why I am going to get a huge profits out of your technology. So these are the things, circular economy, and sustainability. Even small scale industries are also nowadays looking after that.
During last year, Ministry of Food Processing has given lot of incentives.
Right, ma'am.
March 6th, they are having a meeting in PJTSAU in. You
Pragati
are aware
Maidan.
of it?
Pragati Maidan in Delhi.
Not Pragati Maidan.
Ah.
No, Ministry of Food Processing.
Right, right.
Telangana State is March 6th.
yes.
They are going to conduct the meeting.
Meeting, yeah.
You know this?
Yeah, but it means we are aware of these things, but unless.
That man who is conducting is called. He wanted to call some of the entrepreneurs for that.
Right.
Maybe we were not connected. Maybe if you say
Oh,
yes, maybe
yeah,
I
yeah.
can give your email ID. to
Sure,
him, he
sure,
may
ma'am.
join.
Sure. So I can't openly discuss few things. Okay.
No, you cannot. That is, what I want to say is that maybe that you can make good contacts.
Yeah,
because
absolutely. I
ministry
agree.
People will be there.
Yes.
People
Yes.
from ministry will be coming. I don't know. Anita Praveen also. She is the principal secretary there in Delhi.
Right.
So
Okay.
last 2 meetings where I went, she was there.
Okay.
So maybe that way you will have
Absolutely.
a better connectivity.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Anyway, generally the afternoon session is always heavy, and it's a bit difficult also. But good. See, just for your information, like I was just discussing with the faculty members, ma'am, in the morning. One of the girls who has studied here is with me in the cake manufacturing unit. Her name is Santoshi Gorti. Okay. And this girl, she has learned so much. In fact, she has been very probing, and she is really good at the work. In last, I think now it's third year she has been with us. Now, she has grown to a level where she can be the assistant production manager. Coming from a lab environment, coming from ISO audit, coming from documentation, coming from the quality requirements of a factory, today she can grow to that level. See, what I mean to say is these are all the opportunities existing. Now, are we willing to probe into that? Are we willing to take up? Are we willing to work for it? Okay, or simply say there is another girl who has joined us from another college actually. Now this girl says, no sir, I'm happy in the lab. I don't want to move out of the lab. I'm willing to test your raw material, incoming raw material and outgoing FG. Okay. So it depends on how we take up these issues, how we look at it. Okay. Like I said, now probably sustainability is going to be one of the big things coming into the future. Okay, probably. Yeah. Yeah, and probably the way we look at is the universities will ensure that this becomes part of their curriculum. Like one of the discussion was to add the FSSAI as part of the curriculum for the students at PG level, maybe in whichever semester it is, because they're exposed when they come out into the into the world and they join companies like us. They already know something about the FSSAI. They know the law. Okay, they are ready to pick up and take off. Okay, so that's what is going to. That's how even sustainability today, though maybe it is at a very nascent stage, it is picking up. Probably it is going to take bigger wings in the future, and that's going to be the way forward going. Okay, so. Yeah, so we talked about Santoshi Gorti and there is one more small example what happened which I want to share with you. Frankly, the curriculum of this university at your college level is extremely good. You've got fantastic faculty and a very good teaching facility here. What happened is whenever these auditors come to our factory, and the girls who came from here, so they get interaction with these auditors, and I allow them to manage the audit. I don't interfere in the audit at all. I tell them, you prepare the documentation, you do the checks, you do everything. Okay, this is the opportunity you are getting, you get the exposure. So these girls, when they do it, many times the auditor asks them, where are you from? Which university you are coming from? Okay, then they say, yes, we have come from Anantapur and we come from Sathya Institute of Higher Learning. Then they say, but your knowledge is extremely good. Now, they are at a auditor level, frankly. When they talk, they are talking on a equal footing, which is phenomenal. Okay, and the auditors get surprised. They ask them, okay, so what books you followed? Okay, what they taught you? Okay, so all of you are in a very good environment. Frankly, you are at a level where you got fantastic teaching faculty here, very learned faculty, frankly. And I was just telling them in the morning that by just judging you, okay, so then people can judge what kind of facilities here, what kind of lecturers you have here. Okay, so that's one very fantastic point, very positive point for you, and you should build up on that. Okay, it's a very nice point. Okay, we feel proud when the IS auditors ask all these questions. Where do you come from? What do you do? What books you followed? And there were instances where they did not upgrade their knowledge, and you were following books which are much more advanced. Okay, so that's superb. Okay. Sairam.
Sairam, I know it may not be out of place. I just wanted to add to what Sir was telling. So recently when myself and Sai Shruti, we went to the conference, international conference at IIT Kharagpur, one of the premier institutions of India. There in the Food and Agricultural Department, as soon as we went in, we were very pleasantly surprised to see one of our own students, Vandana Malla, in the registration desk. And the professor who was actually organizing, Professor Mishra, he came over and he asked the child, the student, is she your guru? Then she said, yes, sir. Probably she would have told him, my madam is coming. So immediately he called me aside and he said, ma'am, we are really, we want to inform you that you have given a very good training to your student. She is a very, very good student. And in fact, there were many MTech students, because usually food engineering MTech will be there. But your student performed much better than the MTech student. That's why we have taken her as the project fellow. She's getting 40,000 per month. Then one more point which we added, which kind of shows our high system of education, she's also good in behavior, ma'am. And she's very hardworking. He told me 3 times over the course of those 2 days. So we really felt proud of the child who has taken back the values and the educational rigor that we give here. I just wanted to add that. Sorry.
Ma'am, I'll just take 1 minute, don't mind. Okay, because you asked me, what is the message you want to give. Okay, now very important. See, all of you are very, very young. Okay, now what happens is you get back. You got various social, what do you call, services which keep on going here. You do a lot of service activities and all that. Once you go out, what is the stamp you carry? Okay, when people look at you, they'll recognize you as a SAI student based on certain behavior, based on certain patterns which we reflect. Okay, now one of the very important factor for us is to be in the service activity. Swami has taught us service, love all, serve all, and serve all. Okay, now serve all means you have to be into that service activity wherever you are. Okay, be in the bhajans, be in the service. These 2 things are going to keep you apart. Okay, and really your life will be good. Let me tell you, don't think that by going for service, going for bhajan, you're wasting your time, or you don't have time to attend all this. You only have time for your office work. No, absolutely zero. Okay, let me tell you, we come across on a daily basis IIT students or even IIM students. Somebody has suicided himself or somebody has finished himself. Why? They were extremely good in their academics, they are extremely superbly performing, then why this should happen? Okay, I'll tell you why it happens. Ma'am? Mental instability. Why? But why? How do you get that stability? How do you get that control on what activity you are doing? How do you raise above those environments? Okay, the only way you raise above those environments is by, following the path what, I'd say Bhagwan has told us. One is to be in the bhajans regularly by chanting, okay, God's name on a regular basis, whatever God, okay, and by participating in the service activities. You have to participate in the service activities for the communities around you. You have to serve. There is no way that we can be happy when the communities around us are unhappy. Okay, so this is the only path forward. Okay, so please be, because you're all in the PG courses, probably you'll be living basic principle of sustainability. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so kindly keep this in mind. I also have twin daughters who are much elder than you, okay, and I push them for this. I push them, you should be available for the service, you should do the service, you should sing bhajans regularly. Okay, then what happens is the brain vibrations, they settle down. Whatever problems we come across in our life, we'll be able to handle that. Okay, we don't become unstable like these guys because success has not come, they become unstable. Now once they become unstable, the next thing is they'll be seeing the ceiling fan. Okay, so that will not be there for us. Just that will not be there. Okay, so these things are important for us. Kindly keep in mind. Okay, and as a Sai student, this is very crucial for us. Sai Ram.
My dear students, I am away from Sai system. Maybe probably this is the first time I came to a Sai institution, but somehow, from childhood, I know Baba, though I am not following, but I have respect for that. So then I always say that if you go to a bhajan, from outside I can always tell whether it is Sai Baba bhajan or not, simply by the way they arrange their slipper, chappal. See, that is what. So the Sai institution is as important to individuals as it is to the nation. The institution is giving responsible citizens to the nation and to the world, which is very, very crucial. A sir told that be involved always in service. You know, that's whatever Swami, he is an enlightened person, so he told. So that's what, maybe that I think that many a times when we do service is something where you don't expect any returns. So that time you do something good or help somebody, there is something, your bank, you reserve some prayers. Other times what happens, you are in deep concern or you are in a deep trouble. That time some unexpected hand comes and takes you out. I do not say there is an equation 1 to 1, but there is always a bank for you where you do not know. So that this seva is very important. Sai means seva. For an outsider, it is Sai means seva. So that way, I am grateful to you that you people have gave me an opportunity to just be in the land of Baba. Thank you so much.
Esteemed speaker, Mr. Kalluri Suresh, I extend my sincere gratitude for your enlightening and interactive session on sustainable food processing towards circular economy. Your talk highlighted the importance of sustainability in food processing, emphasizing the practical examples such as reducing energy consumption, minimizing production and process waste, utilizing the right fuel, incorporating renewable resources, utilizing the heat energy and reuse using the byproducts, all contributing to the circular economy. Your insightful discussion included the crucial role of government efforts in fostering sustainability, aligning with the vision of one earth, one family, one earth and one family for sustainable future. Additionally, your reference to corporate initiatives, specifically citing the examples of ICT Limited and Nestle and further others, showcased how businesses are integrating sustainability and circular economic practices as a part of their CSR initiatives. Interactive question answer sessions further enrich the audience understanding, making your talk not only informative but engaging. Thank you for shedding light on the practical steps and collaborative efforts needed to achieve sustainability and circular economy in food processing sector. Thank you so much, sir, for your invaluable talk. Now I request Dr. M. Meera, ma'am, Assistant Professor, DFNS, to hand over the token of appreciation to Mr. Suresh. I request convener and head of the Department of DFNS, Mrs. M. Srijaya, and Professor B. Andalu Madam to give away the token of love and appreciation to Professor N. Srividya Madam, Director of Anantapur Campus and former head of the department, for her invaluable support in conducting the symposium. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, teachers. Now I request Dr. Tapasya Anand, an assistant professor, DFNS, to kindly come over the dais for the next session.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Warm greetings to all present here. Actually, the idea was how we got this name, Tech on the Table and Innovation in Action. We actually, I basically wanted to show that how, at what level, research is happening at DFNS and the kind of work we are having towards more sustainable food systems. But due to paucity of time, I'm skipping all of that, and we will continue with the price distribution. So following these 4 themes, that is sustainable agriculture for food and nutrition security, sustainable food processing, sustainable food product development, and valorization of industrial food waste. So following these 4 themes, as a part of National Symposium, 2 events were conducted for students and research scholars. So we had a good number of entries that we got for both the competitions. The logo that you see on top, these are all the prize winning logos, that is on the right hand side. And the top one, the topmost logo got the first prize. Pointer is not here, ma'am. So this is the logo which received the first prize. And these are the remaining logos which received first, second, and merit. So I request Director Ma'am, Professor N. Srividya, and Convener and Head of the Department, Dr. M. Srijaya, to please come to the desk and give away the prizes and certificates to the winning teams. First, I'll be announcing the prizes for logo competition. First prize goes to PV Vijayalakshmi from 3rd by BSc FNS. Second prize goes to, it was a teamwork, Sharanya and Yuvanita from 1st BSc FNS. So this was the logo which they had done, which is displayed on the screen. Third prize goes to Srinidhi and Sejal from 3rd BSc FNS. The logo is displayed on the screen. We have 2 merit prizes. First one is B. Lohita, doctoral research scholar. She's not here, so I request Amrita Shah to come and take on her behalf. So the logo on the right was done by Miss Lohita, this one. Miss K. Abhinaya from 1st BSc FNS. These were the other logos which were evaluated for the logo competition, other than the winning teams. Coming to Ideathon, we have 5 prizes, 5 teams. Team first, so team first is Team Nigam. First prize goes to Srinidhi, Rishita, Vijayalakshmi. Yes. For this, I request Rao sir and Suresh sir to come to the desk and give away the prizes. So we have 5 teams here. First prize goes to Team Nigam, Srinidhi, Rishita, Vijayalakshmi, Asharani and Janavi from 3rd BSc FNS. This team, they named their product as Sundays, utilizing vegetable waste and thereby making value-added products. Second prize goes to Team Jayam. I request Suresh sir to be here. Yes. Second prize goes to Team Jayam, Sailavanya, Vanipriya, Harika, Pradeepti and Shreya from 1st MSc FNS. Their idea was to extract lysine and thereby enrich breakfast cereals such as flakes. Third prize goes to Team Bhavasta. Sri Lalita, Vibhuti, Sejal and Vasanta from 3rd BSc FNS. Their idea is to develop vegan omega-3 jellies utilizing plant-based omega-3 sources, pectin and alternative sweeteners. Thank you, sirs. Thank you, sir. Now I request Visharda Madam and Dr. M. Meera to give away the merit prizes, merit certificates. First merit certificate goes to Team Mitram, Namrita, Sadhna, Adrimanan, Khushbu and Shahina from 3rd BSc FNS. They have named their product as Mitram, targeting school children and adolescents by utilizing millets, jackfruit, etc. We have one more merit winning team. Team Srishti, Vinita, Nimisha, Lakshmi Taruni, Shreya and Srinidhi from 2nd MSc FNS. Their idea is to come up with biodegradable edible spoons and cups utilizing plant-based sources and binding agents. Congratulations to all the winning teams and participants. Thank you. I request Amrita to come and take over the dais.
Sairam everyone. It is my honor to introduce Dr. Ambati Padmaja ma'am, Assistant Professor in the Department of Food and Nutritional Sciences, SSS IHL, since 2015. Madam completed her BSc in Home Sciences in 1997 and MSc in Food and Nutritional Sciences in 1999 from Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Anantapur campus. She then received her PhD degree from the Department of Food Technology, Jawaharlal Nehru Technological University, Anantapur in the year 2011. Madam worked as a senior research fellow in projects related to oils and oilseeds, funded by various national bodies like Directorate of Vanaspati, DST, etc. Madam has also been a part of JNTU Anantapur Oilseed Technology Research Institute as a lecturer in the Department of Food Technology. Her research domain focuses on extraction of antioxidants from food processed waste and their application in edible oils rich in PUFA to prevent rancidity. Currently, Madam is working on utilization of food processing waste as a source of natural compounds and their application in developing value-based added food product. I now request Padmaja ma'am to kindly deliver the valedictory note. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Amrita. Offering my humble salutation at thy lotus feet, a loving Sairam to one and all. Here I have a pleasant duty of delivering valedictory note of 2-day-long national symposium on a holistic approach to sustainable food systems, integrating agricultural, nutrition and food safety with focus on various themes of sustainable agriculture, food processing, nutrition, food waste management, which aims to cultivate innovative strategies. These 2 days have brought us together, the researchers, industrialists, academicians, entrepreneurs, both offline and online, and many ideas and views related to different themes were discussed efficiently and which helped the audience to have a broader idea on sustainability food systems. To begin with, Dr. M. Srijaya, head and convener of the symposium, had set the stage with her welcome address for the symposium, and Professor N. Srividya, director of the campus, has highlighted on sustainability and emphasized on non-nutritious aspects of junk foods and the carbon footprints which has been disturb the environment and agriculture. Professor B. Raghavendra Prasad sir, Vice Chancellor of the University, has enlightened us regarding the sustainability of food systems which are followed in Indian civilization since ages. And sir has also discussed about research in terms of production, which is interrelated with agriculture biodiversity, agroecology, organic farming and supply chain. The keynote address speaker, Dr. A. Ashok Kumar sir, from ICRISAT, has clearly explained on transformation of agri-food systems for enhanced food and nutritional security and profitability in dry lands. Sir has enlightened us by discussing the holistic approach which is carried out by ICRISAT, and he has focused on the statistics which are related to health status in Anantapur district and also economic status of Anantapur. And sir has told that there has been an imbalance between the economic status and the health status, which has to be improved by maintaining the sustainability in food systems, and especially by consuming millets also, which had a great impact on the health of the individuals. Sir has enlightened us about the app which is called as Plantix app, which is useful as agri and climatic advisory app, and he has discussed about the increasing bioavailability of nutrients in millets. Dr. P. Raghavendra, scientist C from NIN Hyderabad, has discussed on public health nutrition and sustainable developmental goals, bottlenecks and strategies of approaches which play a very key role in sustainable food systems for healthy diets, social protection and nutrition education. Dr. B.V.S.K. Rao sir, Principal Technical Officer retired from IICT Hyderabad, has enlightened us on sustainable innovations in vegetable oil processing and byproduct valorization. And he has started his talk with importance of fats and oils in our daily life. And sir also told us about the do's and don'ts regarding the refining of oils and different values of oils in consumption, and the different types of oils which have been consumed in India. And sir has emphasized on rice bran oil processing and significance of results in application through his success story from concept to the production, and he has also given the significance of byproducts of oil processing in improving the economic value. And sir has told the importance of trans-free vanaspati by blending different oils which will be helpful for daily consumption as well as in bakery industry. Next we have Mr. Shyam Mohan, founder and chairman, Taiwan Network Private Limited from Bengaluru. Sir has told us about the sustainable food processing and product industry oriented, and he has clearly explained regarding the good agricultural practices, food safety value chain and Rainforest Alliance. Sir has emphasized on entrepreneurship and how collaboration with different experts in the field will bring success in becoming good food entrepreneurs, and he has also encouraged students in starting the startups rather than searching for the jobs, and he has encouraged them to have patience in starting up, and which in turn they can give more job opportunities to other people also. Next we had Dr. Suma on the as a last speaker on the first day, Associate Professor, Department of Management and Commerce. She has given us inputs regarding the Sri Sathya Sai Center for Sustainability and its goals, which aims in bringing out expertise in individuals of multidisciplinary research, collaboration, industrial collaboration, MOUs with reputed institutions, and social impact, which are the 4 wings of Sustainable Center of SSIHL. On day 2, the welcome address was delivered by Dr. M. Meera Madam, and then we had the online lecture which has been delivered by Professor R. Jagan Mohan, NIFTM, Tanjavur, and sir has given us different aspects and research works which have been carried out in IIFPT, like coconut mission, Nira sugar crystallization, which has a low glycemic index, and technologies which have been transferred by NIFTM, and millet protein concentrates, which were very useful in prevention of renal disorders. And sir has also told about different innovations which have been carried out in IFPT, like non-dairy ice cream and radio frequency technology for prevention of rancidity in millets, and oil extraction process of bitter gourd seeds, and radio frequency extraction of pectin from jackfruit peel waste, and innovative products which have been developed by IFPT like millet cookies from coconut and millet flours. And he has also told about the low temperature of baking modification and millet based instant mixes, and about the energy bar which has been manufactured by using mahua flowers, which was an energy booster given to the defense people who are at higher altitude. And sir has told us the importance of collaboration with food engineering and health, which is helpful for maintaining food quality and safety, and also the importance of biosensors in ripening of fruits and quality of oil, which are helping in the testing of the quality of the food products. And he has told about the waste minimization, which has been followed in IIFPT. And sir has also told about the sensory studies and consumer interfacing softwares which have been developed and followed in IIFPT, where eNose and eTongue has used in identifying the consumer's acceptability of different products. And sir has told us about the mobile processing unit which has been used for using intermediate tomato based products, and these mobile processing units were given to Tamil Nadu. These are the units which go to the farms and then collect and process it and modify it into intermediate products, and thus these intermediate products have been again sent to the industries for further manufacturing like sauces, ketchups and instant tomato based products. We have Dr. Jeevan Prasad Reddy sir from CFTRA Packaging Institute. Sir is a senior scientist from CFTRA. He has spoken about valorization of agricultural food processing waste for the development of sustainable food packaging material. Sir has told us the basics of packaging functions, and then he has taken us to the functions of packaging and then bio-packaging materials, processing of the difference between biocompostable and biodegradable, and why there is a lot of scope in research in developing biodegradable plastics. And he has also told about single-use plastics and alternatives to plastics, and also why how the plastics can be processed from the bio sources. And natural fiber and fibrous raw materials also can be used for developing biocomposites. And he has told us that cellulose materials from plants and nanocellulose which has a greater composite properties, a combination of plant cellulose and plant protein will increase the resistance power of the packaging material. And he has shown us the images or the machinery which has been used for manufacturing injection molded extrusion bioplastics, which has been carried out in CFTRA. And he has showed us the areca leaf which has been utilized for making bioplate making, which has been started in CFTRA in 1980, and this technology has been transferred for the public for general use. Next we had Dr. J. Sarlakumari Madam from GKVK Bengaluru, and who has told us the importance of soil health and maintenance of soil health by organic farming, and also improvising the microbial status of the soil, which in turn helps in increasing of the nutritional condition of the foods and food material which have been consumed by us. And Madam has told health is not only important for human beings, but it is also important for the soil also. And she has showed us the One Health concept of microbial loop, where we have healthy food, healthy human and healthy soil, from where we get the nutrients which have been absorbed by the food materials. We have Professor D. Vijayalakshmi Madam, Emeritus Scientist from GKVK Bangalore, and Madam has given us a wide elaboration on the research work which has been carried out by her and the students in the GKVK by integrating traditional agricultural knowledge and modern science for soil health and bioavailability. I'm very sorry. Valorization of food waste and upgrading sustainable practices for food safety, where they have carried out different research works on food processing waste like peels, seeds, then fiber, and then rice bran, and they have developed different products and phytochemicals also, and which have been incorporated into different foods, which are very helpful for the general population. In post-lunch session, we had Dr. KBRS Visharada Madam, Principal Scientist from ICAR IIMR. Ma'am has told us about grains of challenge, embracing sustainability of human health through millets. And Madam, very interestingly, had made the session like the importance of consuming millets and what is the importance of consuming millets and not forgetting the other types of foods which are regularly consumed in our daily pattern. So she has told us to improve the health by a combination of millets as well as our regular patterns, so that there will be no further health disorders in the general population. Next we had Mr. Suresh Kalluri sir, MD Pranav Food Processors India Private Limited. Sir has told us about the sustainable food processing and circular economy. Sir has more concentrated on how we can reduce, reuse and recycle the food waste which has been given out from the food industries, and how food industries also can further improve their economic value by reusing the effluents which have been given out from the industries. So sir has also told us about different corporate industries where they reduce the cost by using their own food processing waste, and how the practices which have been carried out in the industries help the industries to gain their economy. And sir has told about the renewable sources which have to be utilized very efficiently, so that we can have the non-renewable sources also for further generations. Like sir has given us the common example of water, which we played plentifully, but now we are drinking in bottles, and drop by drop also we are concentrating. So like that, there is all wiping away of many resources if we don't concentrate on the environment. Sir has told about one sun, one world and one family, one earth, one family and one future. And sir has told about the sustainable circular economy which has been followed in India, and which is also helpful for standing first. Actually, throughout the 2-day national symposium, different speakers have told that India is a good knowledgeable resource for the entire world. But only thing is, we should know to how to maintain this sustainability instead of going behind the West, which is not ours. And we can utilize the best knowledge of India and our own ancestors, and utilizing these practices to improve the sustainability in food systems, in turn which we can improve the health conditions of our own individuals, and we can also have good practices. All of us have to take a vow that we will follow, at least wherever it is possible, to maintain the sustainability in food processing systems. Thank you. Jai Saram. Sir.
Thank you, madam, for your kind vote of thanks. Valedictory note, sorry. Sairam, with an immense pleasure, I would like to introduce Dr. Jinu Gupta, Assistant Professor in the Department of Food and Nutritional Sciences and Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, Anantapur campus. Madam pursued BSc in Chemistry from Jadavpur University, Kolkata in 2004 and completed her MSc in Chemistry from Indian Institute of Technology, Madras in the year 2006. After obtaining her PhD degree from National University of Singapore, she moved to USA, where Madam received 2 postdoctoral research experiences. During her stay at the Department of Grain Science and Industry in Kansas State University and the Department of Food Science and Technology in the University of Nebraska, Lincoln, Madam worked on multiple interdisciplinary research projects tethering chemistry and food science. Currently, she is working on developing advanced analytical tools to monitor food quality and safety. She has more than 10 publications in peer-reviewed journal with more than 200 citations. She is actively serving as reviewer and editorial board member for multiple international and national journals. Now, I would request Madam to convey the vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Loving Sairam to one and all present here, I offer my humble pranams at the divine feet of our beloved Swami. We have reached to the end of the 2-day National Symposium on a holistic approach to sustainable food systems, integrating agriculture, nutrition, and food safety. Before I offer the vote of thanks, we have an important announcement to make. We would like to inform you that all registered participants will be receiving a feedback form soon after the end of this session. On filling up that form, you will receive your participation certificate in your email. It is my great pleasure to offer the vote of thanks on behalf of Department of Food and Nutritional Sciences. Needless to say, the list is super long. The event would not be successful if any of their contribution was missing. First, I would like to thank Dr. M. Srijaya, convener and head of the Department Food and Nutritional Sciences, for taking up the initiative and organizing such an excellent symposium. Our heartfelt thanks to our respected Vice Chancellor, Professor B. Raghavendra Prasad, Registrar Dr. Srikant Khanna, and Director of Anantapur Campus, Professor N. Srividya, for their immense love and support. We would like to thank Dr. M. Meera, Chief Warden of Anantapur Campus, for the sumptuous and delicious foods served during the symposium. We would like to thank all our eminent honorable guests and speakers, Dr. A. Ashok Kumar, Dr. P. Raghavendra, Dr. B.V. S.K. Rao, Mr. Shyam Mohan, Dr. U. Suma, Mr. Suresh Kalluri, Dr. R. Jaganmohan, Dr. Jeevan Prasad Reddy D, Dr. J. Sarala Kumari, Professor D. Vijayalakshmi, and Dr. KBRS V. Sarada for taking out their time from their busy schedule, coming here and enlightening us with their knowledge and experiences. Our sincere gratitude to all of you, sir and madam. We would like to thank Dr. Tapasya Anand and Dr. A. Padmaja, the joint co-conveners for the symposium, for their tireless effort to make the event grand success. Special thanks to the other faculty member of the Department of Food and Nutritional Sciences, Professor B. Andalu, Dr. A. Sumana, for their continuous support and encouragement throughout the event. Now, coming to the backbones of the department, our dear research scholars, Ms. Sai Darshini, Ms. Alisha Pradhan, Ms. Sai Shruti Sri, Ms. Sparsh S., Ms. Amrita Shaw, Ms. Lohita B., Ms. Monica Pandey, Ms. Srijana Razaili, and Mrs. Shivangi. Without your active support and participation, the event would not be so grand and successful. A big round of applause for all of you. Next, we would like to thank our undergraduate and postgraduate students for their active participation, patient learning, and enthusiasm throughout the event. Special thanks, Special thanks to the second and third UG students who acted as the main task force for the event. We would like to thank our technical support team, Mrs. Tabassum and Mr. Raghuram, to help with the YouTube live streaming, Mr. Venugopal for the social media support. We appreciate our audiovisual photography team, Ms. Anusha and Ms. Shreya, for capturing all the beautiful moments of the event. We are thankful to our dear Annas and Akkas for helping us with the arrangements and shifting. Finally, all of us would like to express our sincere gratitude and endless love to our beloved Swami for making this symposium possible. Thank you, Swami. Thank you, Swami, for giving us ideas, hinting us with the cheats, carrying us through all the ups and downs. We thank you for everything. I would like to end with one of Swami's quote, which has very deep correlation with the concept of sustainability. Swami said, and I quote, "The triangular issue of supply, demand, and growing population needs to be spiritualized for the solution. Curb your desires, dissolve tension, restore peace of mind, and live in spiritual austerity. Available resources will be sufficient for all humanity." I unquote. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.
Sairam, we will be ending the session with Mangalarti, which will be followed by high tea. Thank you.